and I'm proud to have each and every one of you here today. So, while I'm here, can you please give me a round of applause as the champ, because the champ is here, and I'm here to help to make each and every one of you champions. Yes, this is, just to give you before I start, I got this belt. I have promised myself once I reach the 10K a month club, I created it myself. I said once I did it, I would buy this belt for myself. I had to make 4 months in a row of 10K in my business. And I was like, once I do that, I'll buy the belt. And once I did it, I bought the belt. And hopefully, you'll join the club as well, all right? Indeed. So, welcome everyone here to Launchpad 2024, Emerging Entrepreneurs Symposium. I am Carl Gray III. I am a business solutions architect from Landover, Maryland, and I'm so proud to have each and every one of you here. I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself as soon as we get started, but I'm just glad to have all of you here. Just want you to hope everybody has a notebook, a way to take notes. I don't know if you saw the video online, but hopefully you have 2 notebooks. If not, I recommend you have a second sheet of paper right next to it. Just a couple of housekeeping things. There are snacks and water in the back. Unfortunately, the person that was supposed to come and do my assisting, they caught COVID, and so they called me this morning and said they couldn't make it. I'm like, I'm glad, stay home, please. So, just help yourself to those. Also, the restroom is the last door to your right. Feel free if you want to take pictures. I ask that you don't do any long-term recording. Like, don't sit there and just be like, what I'm saying, trying to get stuff. If you want to take pictures of the slides, that is okay. Please don't take pictures of every slide. And if you do, please don't post, like, a whole bunch of stuff because y'all paid to be here. Other people didn't. And people who pay attention, so we're glad to have you here. So, we're going to get started right now. Going to go jump right into the slides because, we are moving fast. So, introduce you to myself. My name is Carl Gray III. I am a DMV native, so being here is it's very special to me. I was born in D.C., raised in Landover. I currently reside in Bowie, Maryland. I'm a Parkdale High School alumni. Also went to the greatest university on the planet, Hampton University, my home by the sea, yes, indeed. I am a best-selling author. I'm an internationally published photographer, certified ethical hacker, former campaign strategist, founder of Learn From a Hacker, over a decade in business, and nearly a decade since I just had my 10-year anniversary of not having a boss in December. This slide, over 25,000 hours of paid consulting work across many fields, and I've spent tens of thousands of dollars and hundreds of hours of study, research, and development in the area of business processes and profitability so you don't have to. I want you all to be good at what you do, and I'll be good at business, and I'm going to show you. And the reason I tell you about me is just so you know I'm normal. That's really it. I am good at what I do because it's what I put my time into. And you all being here, being entrepreneurs, there are things that you have done that you're good at. And you just kind of need that push. You kind of need that, like, okay, so how do I actually make real money? And that's what we're here to talk about today. So I've been featured in a bunch of different news places, Fox, Market Watch, all that type of stuff. So some of the clients, because people say, okay, Carl, what qualifies you to be able to talk business, to be able to say, hey, this is the way to make money? So these are some of the clients that I've served. Network Solutions, which I did their full-scale risk assessment along with some profitability studies. And they were, at the time, they were the 3rd largest ISP in the world. Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated, National Council of Negro Women. I wrote the strategic IT plan for the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency for the United States Treasury. See, because the thing, I'm not sure how that, thank you, appreciate it. So I did, so Marriott, Ritz-Carlton, did some work for consulting for them. Pepco, Exelon, I did the post-merger controls migration for Exelon and Pepco. The Lynx Corporation, Miami-Dade Transit Authority, Metropolitan Washington Airports Authority, the City of Los Angeles, Maryland Transportation Authority, and the other HU, and Detroit Public Schools very recently. So these are just a few of my clients. I like to put the ones that you kind of know and you would see. So across the past 15, almost 20 years, this is how I built what I know. So it wasn't just, studies, actually doing implementation, watching and seeing, and then doing these things. I started to notice that there were so many things that we as small businesses did not take advantage of the way that we could and the way that we should. And so I feel like it's my job to bring it home. It's my job to bring it home. And you're going to learn a whole lot today from a number of different people. We have 2 other featured speakers that are going to give some great information. We have Ryan Green, who's going to talk about content creation, because we are in the 21st century. We're in 2024, and everything is online. People want to see you, people want to know you, people want to get to know you. And so how you create content and put it out there is very, very important, and he's going to talk about that. Then we have Dr. Ebony Gray, who is an expert in getting government contracts. And what she does is, and I'll let her tell her story, but when I first heard it, I said, oh my goodness, I've never met anyone with these type of qualifications. She could definitely help us. She's one of the people that before you leave, talk to her. Even if you don't talk to me, talk to her. I will say that right now. So the things you're going to learn today are going to be invaluable and prepare you and propel you to the future. So again, these are other companies that I've served. The list gets longer and longer and longer. Now, let me talk about who I was. I was the typical DMV employee, right? Life was easy. It was 2013, college educated, nice corporate job, got the expense, traveling, all that stuff, going everywhere. Get to go to the company parties, networking events. Life was when I say easy, it was easy. And that is a lot of people's story here. I talk about the difference between the DMV and any other place when it comes to entrepreneurship, and why I feel like we're on the verge of a boom here. It's because so many of us have these going for us. If you look at Atlanta, if you look at like Charlotte and a lot of these other places, a lot of them are getting it, like they say, from the mud. Our mud has minerals in it. A lot of us, we're very accomplished. We have, whether we've done college, we've done the military, we've done skills, talents. There are things that we've done, like we're not looking for plays or hustles. We actually have skills, talents, and not disparaging anybody, but we have the opportunity to really flip those and turn those into lucrative businesses. The reason that I was able to leave and start very quickly was because the certifications, the degrees that I have, which a lot of us already have. But I was sitting on my dreams. There was something burning deep inside of me that said, I need to have my own. I need to build something. It's beyond me. It's for my community. It is for the people that I love. It's for me to live a legacy. I had a great life, but what was I doing for my legacy? It's okay to be a good person. It's okay to be a role model, to help others, but what am I leaving them? What am I doing that can be, what is the inheritance that I'm leaving for the next generation? Even though I don't have any children, there's still another generation. I have 11 godchildren and nieces and nephews that I can leave stuff to. I have a number of mentees that I work with. And just the fact, I want people to see me and say, Carl did something different. And entrepreneurship is the number one way to do something different. One of the quotes that I have is that there is no problem in our community. I said no problem in our community that does not have an entrepreneurial solution. I didn't say an economic solution. I did not say a financial solution. I said an entrepreneurial solution, meaning somebody taking the risk, stepping out there, finding a problem and a solution that benefits everybody involved. And so we have that, and we continue to do that. And that was my dream, to help people to find those problems and those solutions. When I say problems, it doesn't have to be something like the dredges, oh my gosh, it's so horrible. But it's just, how does somebody feel better about themselves? Maybe you're a makeup artist, you're an event planner. Like those, they fulfill something in people that helps them move to the next level, that helps them just to feel better about one day more. I'm not saying you got to find a cure for cancer, but for every solution that you have, there's a problem that it needs to fix. All right, so what did I do? Again, like I said, I took advantage of the opportunity where my skills and talents were needed at a price that I felt that I was worth. It's a little bit of feedback. So what I did was I walked away from my corporate job forever, and I made myself even more valuable. And that's what I want to help you to do today. I'm not telling you to walk away from your corporate jobs, from your government jobs. I'm not saying do that. But what you do want to do is make yourself more valuable, and I'm going to show you how to do that today. So since then, I started 4 profitable businesses of my own, written 2 books, both on entrepreneurship. One is actually getting ready to come out about how to raise entrepreneurial children. I've helped other people write their books. I've actually had 3 people that I've helped coach go bestseller in the past 3 weeks. I launched a Young Entrepreneur Academy, purchased a new home on 3 acres with a pool in the backyard and a 1,400 square foot concert hut. You know, it's just a great life. I've traveled more than I ever would have imagined, even though it was all expense paid, I would pay for it myself. I've helped even more people, and I even maintained the relationships that I had corporately. The company that I left actually helped me. I still do subcontract work for them, so they're actually, you know, part of my portfolio. So this is called Great Enterprises. So you know a little bit about me. So what are these 4 businesses that I have? So Prototype Consulting Group, that was the first business that I started when I left. My very first business was Prototype Promotions, but Prototype Consulting Group was when I left, and I started this, and this is where I go into, you know, larger companies and I help them. You may have seen, I am a certified ethical hacker. So so what I do is actually teach people how to become ethical hackers, and also how to protect themselves from hackers. But I will not, I repeat, I will not help you get your Facebook or Instagram account back. I will not try to find out if someone is doing something that they don't want to do, because I am a purely white hat. I do not go in and do anything illegal without permission. Launch with Carl, which is what you all are here today. This is where I help people who really want to get their business off the ground to scale relatively quickly using the skills and talents with very low investment. And Prototype Promotions, that was my very first business. It was a photography business. Why I called it Prototype Promotions? Because prototype photography was taken and I wanted 2 Ps. And when you look in the book that I gave you, 7-Day Business Plan, and if you haven't got one, I'll make sure you get one before you leave. I actually talk about the real process for naming a business and even how and why it works. One other thing about me, and those who know me know this. I'm a serial pragmatist, right? And I'm very, very passionate about business, but my desire is to always keep it real with you. People know, you know, we could be friends, but when it comes to business, I'm about business. So I focus on what is and what should be. You know, like I don't do a lot of platitudes, you know, metaphors and things like that. It's not really in me. I try to really get down to brass tacks because I don't want to waste your time or mine. Sometimes I may come across harsh or abrasive. You know, those who know me really, really, really know this, especially if you know me like from my Hampton days, you know, like Chuck could tell you, yeah, exactly, he's seen it. So I apologize in advance if I say something that rubs you the wrong way. Charge it to my head, my mouth, but not my heart, all right? Please, please, please. So that being said, all right, let's get into it. Y'all know me now, let's roll. So it's a new year, we're in 2024. Today is January the 7th. Now for a lot of people, a new year means a number of things: a fresh start, opportunity to grow. New year, new me, I'm a whole me, stepping on stuff. A new tax year, a new level, and a purge. But more than anything, it's an opportunity to make a decision. And so we want you to decide today, and I want you to answer this question. I'm gonna step out of the way so you can see the whole thing. It says, are you going to get any better than you are right now, or is this it? That's a decision that you have to make today. And that's going to be a decision you have to constantly make, because one of the things that hold us back, so many of us, is we are so connected and we're bound by what we already know. We're bound by what we're used to. We're bound by what we're read, and that keeps us where we are. We may have a desire to get better, but the question is, are you going to get better? And going to get better is making a decision to open up your heart, open up your mind, and open up and take a risk. The thing about entrepreneurship, it is a risk. And so, but on the other side, the reward is great when you do it right and you do it consistently. So I'm going to ask everybody, are you going to get better? I'm asking you. Yeah, okay, yeah, all right. Can I hear a little louder? Yeah. All right, there we go. See? Because we all got to get better. I'm not perfect. I promise you, I know this, I'm not perfect. People who know me, no, I'm not perfect. But I'm going to get better every single day. All right, so all's well that begins well. You know, people say, all well to end well. We're not waiting to the end. Like this, oh gosh, somehow we got there. No. Now, it's a new year. Now, before you start writing down your resolutions, your decrees, you need to create an environment for them to flourish in. You need a firm foundation, a strong infrastructure, and a mind prepared for success. So, while you're thinking about your resolutions, your goals, what things you're going to do to get better, I want you to do a few other things first, and one thing in particular. And I said I'm not a mindset coach. I said I'm not a motivational speaker, but I want everyone to do this because this is something I do almost every year. Take accountability for and forgive yourself of past failures. Almost everyone has made resolutions, promises, and goals and not achieved them for one reason or another. You know, and the more we miss the mark, the more we feel like it's something in us that stops us from achieving our goals. And that's when we begin to manifest our inadequacies. It's like you always get to this point, but because you have not forgiven yourself of the time you didn't take advantage of an opportunity, the time you messed up. You know, hindsight is 20/20. But one thing that my mother says, she told me this years ago when I was a child. And it was, you know, because I had gone through some things with my dad and, you know, being locked up and not being there and all that. And what she said, forgiveness is the ability to get over the possibility of a better past. And when we say, if I would have just, we're holding ourselves to the past. We have to forgive ourselves, you know, for that. And once we do that, the sky is the limit. We've released ourselves. Like, you know what? I didn't, but I'm not going to do it again. I'm not going to miss another chance. We forgive ourselves and move past those failures and determine that we won't go down that path again. We can and will renew ourselves and our minds for success. And look, it's Sunday, and I'm not no preacher. I promise y'all I'm not a preacher. I go to church. But this is when Paul said this in Philippians chapter 13 and 14. He said, but this one thing I do, forgetting those things that are behind and reaching forth unto those things which are before, I press toward the mark of the prize. And he was specifically talking about the high calling of Christ. But we also can put that in ourselves, where we are not holding on to the things of the past. And I'm going to tell you one thing else. You can't even hold on to your past successes. They already happened. They already happened. You gotta capitalize on those things. And I'm going to talk about a time when I had a real good success and I didn't capitalize on it. I could just live off of that, and it didn't work. I'm going to talk about that, when we come back. And it's crazy that as I'm talking about forgiveness, the forgiveness coach walks in through the door. Miss Crystal Brooks, how you doing? Just shout out one of my clients is here. So are you ready to be empowered for 2024? Yes, that's what I'm talking about. But y'all can get louder one of these days. It's all good. You ready? Okay, I appreciate that. Ready. All right, so my goal is to make failure very, very, very difficult. Today, that whatever you decide to do today, my goal is to help you to make it very, very difficult to fail. Now, I promise you, I can't make it impossible, right? But I want to make it very difficult. The truth is, as a business solutions architect, I want to make failure more difficult than success. I want to make failure in your actions. Now, you enact. I can't help you. But if you act, we do that. It doesn't mean that success will be easy, and I can't make failure impossible. But it does mean that you will have the tools to make your actions more likely to lead to success than to failure. You know, how often have you done something and, felt like you've worked all these hours, you've done all this work, and it didn't quite get you there? It's like, dang, I did all this stuff, but man, because those energy and efforts that you put forth, but we're going to even find out how to use those things to help you out. I was just telling them in the back a secret I'm going to tell y'all later about times when things didn't quite go well, then all of a sudden it becomes a building block for something you do in the future. So this is how we make failure difficult today. Create a blueprint for success. Y'all can write this down, right? All right, a blueprint for success. Mastering agility. So blueprint for success essentially is the plan that you're going to have. An outline of the plan, not even the full plan, just the outline of the plan. Mastering agility. Mastering agility means being able to move on a moment's notice if something goes wrong. Like, let's just say, they March 15th, 2020 happens, and they're like, look, 2 weeks, we're gonna be back. But then 2 weeks turns to 2 years. How agile are you? And the good thing about small businesses is we are extremely agile. We're way more agile than other people are. We just gotta take advantage of it. Accountability and support systems. How many of us here are solopreneurs? We're doing it by ourselves. Like, our business is being built by us and us alone. You need to be accountable and you need to have support. You cannot grow on your own. I'm not saying you have to bring in a business partner. I'm not even saying you have to go get staff. What I'm saying is do not be alone in this. You need community. It is very important. One thing that I learned in working with these big companies is all them Bamas roll together. All of them. They beefing on paper. They in competition for money. But when it comes to sitting down, they're like, so what are you doing? Who you work? They trade secrets? Yeah, all right. They sit there and talk to each other all the time. They don't gatekeep amongst one another. We can't do it. And last but not least, massive, consistent, and even if it's imperfect action, has to be massive. It means big. Continuously do it. And sometimes you got to do the same thing over and over and over again. And just get a little bit better every time. But never wait for it to be perfect. I know somebody in here is a perfectionist. I can guarantee there's a perfectionist in the room. And you want stuff to be like every jot and tittle to be perfect. Take imperfect action. Take imperfect action, because somebody is waiting for even your imperfect, because your imperfect action is better than somebody's perfect action, because you have what you have. So, but today's main goal, because we only have a few hours, is the blueprint for success. So you have the opportunity to walk away with a full blueprint for success today. The entire time we're here, I want you to be thinking about your business. Right? I'm going to talk about my business. I said I'm going to show you my personal blueprint. In steps, but I really want you to really be focused on what your dream, your vision, your business is going to be. And that idea that's been burning inside of you, I know you have big dreams about what you're doing. You're like, I know it's doing this right now, but I see that it could be doing, think about it like that and how you're going to get there. Again, it's going to change your life, your family, and you're going to leave you ready. You ready to build your blueprint? Are you ready to build your blueprint? Gosh, y'all gonna get loud one of these days, I promise you. It's all good. Y'all probably get loud for the other ones. I get it. It's all right, cool. Be good to my guests. I got company. All right. So who is this for? All right, I want to talk about who things are for, right? And I'll be honest, if it's not for you, it's okay. But I'll see who it's for. This is for offline businesses trying to get more leads online. You need that digital presence more and more. Aspiring entrepreneurs who are just starting out. The OGs that's been through it, been going over and over again, working for yourself, but only had incremental success. Those of you who know that your job isn't going to cut it for the rest of your life, especially when you just don't know what tomorrow brings. I've seen a few mandates going on in places. Those who know they have the vehicle, they just need the path and the push. It's like, I got this, but I just know where to go and just a little to get there, right? So that's who it's for. Most of all, it's for action takers who think differently than the masses and have the courage to pursue their dreams. Because I'm telling you, it's not easy. It is walking on a cliff. It is. And hoping the bridge appears. And there's no safety net. It's like, hey, I got to do it though.
Hey everyone, just doing a super quick video to give a piece of advice or some encouragement to anyone that is working with Carl. I want to simply tell you to listen, okay? I know that may be hard for some people. It was hard for me. But if you listen to the advice that he gives you, I promise you, he knows exactly what he's talking about. This is why he has helped so many businesses. So we have to get out of our own way to actually receive what he is giving us. He knows what he's talking about. The information he gives is very, very valuable. And again, take it from me. I worked with Carl earlier this year. And I'm telling you, if you listen, you're going to see huge change. But with the listening, you have to implement what he tells you to do, right? It may sound crazy. You might be like, oh, I can't do that. Do it. The thing that is crazy is what's going to get you paid. I hope that helps y'all. Bye.
Yes, Chris was sitting back there blushing there. How you doing? Yeah, she didn't know it was going to be. She didn't know I was going to be in there. You know, nobody knows it's going to be out there. So yes, your blueprint for success. We're going to keep talking about it. It starts with positioning, the 3 Ps. So what I will ask you to do right now is write the name of your business at the top of a blank page. Because we're going to build your blueprint. Now, so what's going to happen is, as you're going through this and building your blueprint and writing down the things that I'm saying to write down, other stuff is going to pop into your head, right? I suggest that you put that on something separate. Reason being, you want to have your blueprint as a flow. And what often happens, I know this happens to me when I'm sitting in this, because I go to conferences all the time, I'm trying to learn as much as I can, is I'll get this idea, and the person sitting there talking, and it's like, it's a genius idea. And I'm sitting there, and my mind goes somewhere, and I'm thinking about that, then 15 minutes will pass, and I miss what they were talking about, and I'm like, hey, what did they just say? It happens all the time, right? But if you put it down, and some people call it a parking lot, I call it like an aha pad, eureka pad, like, yo, I had this great idea. Put it down right there, because it's probably something ingenious you'll be able to build on later and even build a new blueprint around that. So we're gonna talk about the 3 Ps of positioning. I'm getting right into it. Then you're gonna master your avatar, not just identify it. Like in my book, and if you don't have a book, please let me know, I'll make sure you get it. We talk about building your avatar. Today we're going to talk about mastering it. Like, what does it take to master that person that you're trying to get to? Of course, create your offers. I didn't say create a product. Y'all got products already. Y'all got services already. Create your offer, which is what a value-based. And then consistent, continuous launching. So my company is called Launch with Carl, and I think that's what, God gave me that. And, just recently, like I said, I can't remember which training it was on, so I can't even take full credit for it. The person said, yeah, you should be launching every month. Every month you should be launching. Every month you should be launching. And he said, even our government launches every month. I was like, what? Hold up. So I went back and I thought about it. They do. Every month is a launch. January, guess what the launch is? New Year's. February, guess what the launch is? Valentine's Day. March, guess what the launch is? April, Easter. May, Mother's Day. June, Father's Day. July, 4th of July. Okay, now August is the most, so August is the one no one even pays attention to. It's not back to school. August is the kickoff of the holiday shopping season. That's when it's decided. See, y'all think it's Black Friday. That's when everything's decided what's going to be on sale. That's when it's decided what's going to be pushed out there. That's when the new car year happens. It's to get, like, they prime you for 6 months, 4 months, whatever. They prime you, like, yeah, you're gonna get it one day, but not now, but you're gonna get it.
No, you're right, 6 months, because you got returns too.
Also true, right? It's the best time to go. Like, what y'all got in that back? What's the open box? All right, cool. I'll be in Best Buy tomorrow. Don't worry about it. But yeah, so one thing that we do is we think we can launch one time, and we're supposed to ride the wave forever. NASA doesn't even do that. They always launching. We have to get in that mode. Again, like I said, learning what the big boys are saying. Our government does it through the calendar. There's a reason why they do that. That's why every month has something. It's to stimulate the economy. Most countries don't have that. Most countries are theocracy. We're capitalists. So everything we do is built around building the dollar, making more money. Most countries don't do that. So they don't know the tricks. They don't know the secrets. Most of us don't know it. But now let's flip it. Let's look at these big corporations who do the same thing. And they do it. McDonald's is classic for it. You don't know when certain things are coming, but it's like people are like, yo, when is the McRib coming back? Now, I ain't had McDonald's in like 10 years. But I remember we was waiting for the McRib, waiting for the Shamrock milkshake, the eggnog milkshake, all those different milkshakes that they had, waiting for the days of the McFlurry machine working again. Like all of those things, like everything is a launch. Because launching is simply invigorating people to take action. It's you taking an action to invigorate people to take more action. And that is going to be critical to your success. And we're going to talk about the strategies and how to continuously launch and what to do to make sure that because you have to keep getting more people. You have to keep getting more people. More people have to come into your pipeline all the time. I want you all to start looking at your email very, very differently. Looking at your junk mail very, very differently, right? There's a reason why these companies never stop sending emails that you don't open. Marriott sends me emails all the time about stuff that they're doing. They just waiting for me to act on the launch that they put in front of me. Emails get 3 to 10% open rates, 10 at the highest, but it does not stop people from sending them. Because it's all about timing. It's on your customer base. And we're going to talk about, mastering your avatar, and you'll understand that a little bit more. But yes, continuous launching. How many of y'all are like, oh gosh, it's a lot of work, right? So yes, positioning. I call it the one method. These are the 3 P's of positioning. And I don't want you to write down exactly what I have. Don't write exactly what I have. I just want you to put the first part. One problem, one product, one platform. And you're going to fill in those blanks. You're going to talk about it in a second, right? Because you want to do that. This is very, very, very important. So the one problem, you have to decide what is the one big problem that you can solve for your clients. The one big problem, not the small one, the big one. And intern, this is going to take some thinking. What conversations are going on in the minds of your ideal customer? I do one of my trainings is called creating the perfect customer, right? It's the person that wants what you have, needs what you have, and can pay for what you have. You got to know what goes on in their mind, right? What objections and false beliefs are they having? List them out. Then you decide what's most important to them. Most of the time, we try to say, what is it that I want to deliver? And we feel like that's the most important thing. It's not. The most important thing is what's going on in the hearts and minds of your client. Because you have to be able to serve. So we'll talk about my client's problem, right? These are my clients most of the time. You got ad hoc sales, where it's like, hey, as stuff comes, I'm gonna make it happen. Say, oh, I see opportunity, I'm gonna do this. Oh, I'm gonna do this, that. They kind of take clients as they come. No real automation, no real, marketing. It's like, hey, I hope, let me get some, some referrals and things like that, but they don't have any automated way or systemic way of doing that. Very little systems in place. They have a ready, fire, aim methodology. That was me for a long time, right? I'd be like this. Okay, let me just throw it out there, and then I'm gonna look and see who I can get it to. Like, yo, you cannot catch a bubble after you throw it. But if you're ready, aim, fire, it's a lot better, right? Lots of energy, little results. Do so much work. And then what happens is, after a while, our badge of honor becomes the work that we do. How long work? I know most people know I work 20 hours a day, right? You know, and but that's not my badge of honor. My badge of honor are the successes that people have. You know, because the way that I schedule my day is so that every month I can get 2 more minutes of sleep. 2 more minutes, that's it. Some days I'll do more because I get better at something. The things that I do when I should be sleeping are things that I want to get off my plate. That I'm either gonna, hire a virtual assistant, outsource, something like that. So I don't plan on working like this all the time, and neither should you. But all of my energy is very, very, very targeted. Even if it's for self-growth, for development. Last year, it was my most successful year, but it was also when I developed a lot of things so that I could serve my clients better. So we're going to talk about this really quickly. This goes along with it. This, like I said, I'm showing you, just opening it up, what I do. It's kind of how I develop, say, okay, what is the big problem that my clients have? Ones who aren't making the money you desire. Now, most of it I talk about trying to get to that $10K a month, but this can work for anybody, what they're trying to do. Poor lead generation, you're not getting the right people. Then there's a poor offer or awkward sales. You don't quite know, it's like, hey, people, you really focus on what it is that you do, your process and all that, instead of, really showing people the value in what you're getting from them. And then at the bottom, low confidence in delivery. That's because low confidence in delivery often comes from overpromising in your offer. So it's like, dang, I promised all this stuff just for them to say yes. And then it's like, you start doing it, you realize it's not quite worth what I asked for, what I said, and now I'm kind of blown. And so you got low confidence in delivery of them and yourself. So that's just, like I said, I'm going to give y'all insight into what it is that I do. If it helps you, great. So your one product. What is the product or service you're offering that could solve or help solve their big problem? Now, again, so when I actually go through this, when I work with my clients and, when we talk to you and we're saying, hey, we really outline these things, we actually will map what would those solutions be, right, to solve the big problem. Because you want to actually make sure that you're writing it and saying it and thinking about it in a way that is not, I get to do what I want to do. I get to do what I'm good at. It's how am I solving their big problem, right? Don't think too hard about it. It's okay to be superficial. And when I say that, I mean the big problem does not have to be something, and I said it before, does not have to be something life-changing. What you do is big. What you do matters. I know a number of the businesses that people have. There's some businesses people have here, I don't know what they are. But they range from a lot of different things. But you know what? None of them is curing cancer, I don't think. Sometimes it's just making somebody's life easier. Maybe it's childcare. Maybe it's, underwater basket weaving. That's one of my favorite ones to go to because I'm waiting for somebody like, I'm an underwater basket weaver. You'll get everything for free, everything, because I want to say I serve look, if y'all know underwater basket weaver, y'all could charge them, but they can come to me for free. You be like this, hey, look, if you give me this, I'll let you get in the car. So that's y'all job. I'm giving everybody an assignment. Find me an underwater basket weaver. I'm going to serve them for free. You be the affiliate, and you charge whatever you want. All right, cool, that works. That's it. Focus heavily on that product. I didn't say solely. Focus heavily on the product, the core product, the core offer that is going to solve the big problem. Now, you may have some things that are less expensive, less intensive. You may have some things that are more expensive, more intensive. But the core thing that solves the big problem that they have. After that, you're going to give them their dreams. They're going to come back to you. I was talking to somebody earlier, when you're when the doctor gets to decide. You know, the one who prescribes, this always the diagnosis, always gets the solution. So that's what you want to be. Now, let's begin with you. Please pardon my prepositions. We'll talk about what your product is going to be. You know, I do know English. I do have a bachelor's degree in political science from Hampton University. I'm a smart guy, but I use prepositions at the end of these sentences. But I want y'all to let y'all know that I did it. So, right, because otherwise I'll be like, he is, blah, blah, blah. All right. So normally I work with people that are unsure about what they want to sell. I take through an entire process where I ask these questions so they understand their quote unquote niche, right? I do a whole training just on your niche when people don't know what it is that they want to do. Like, I don't know what to do. Like, we can get you there. But y'all here, y'all got your business, so we're not going to go through that. And if you do, holler at me, we can make it happen. What do you enjoy doing, right? What do you enjoy doing? That's important. Like, you don't want to do something that you're miserable at, right? I've worked jobs I was miserable at. I'm not going to do that anymore. What are you good at? There's my preposition right there. What are you good at? You know, what do people tell you you're good at, right? That's important too. You know, like, what do people tell you that you're good at? Because if people keep saying that, we're like, hey, that might be it. If they follow all three of these, you might be there. And then last but not least, what do you have that people want? And this is the one that I'm going to focus on today. What do you have that people want? It could be any of these things. It could be a product that you have. It could be a process, connections, tools, content, designs, a skill, technology, data, a reputation. A reputation is crazy. Stuff. Just stuff. I got stuff, y'all. I promise you, I got stuff. I got stuff. Look, I'm giving away stuff today. Like, I got these bags I'm gonna give y'all. It's just stuff. I got stuff, and I want y'all to have it. Patents are intellectual property, since we're talking about that, actually there was somebody, she was supposed to be here today, but she was worried about the snow, so she didn't come. CorinneKogerLaw.com. If you have an idea, you want to talk to a IP attorney to get it trademarked. Especially these things, these little aha moments that you have. I'm telling you, as soon as you say it out your mouth of the country, it gets into the atmosphere. How many times you be like, yo, I had that idea? Like, yo, you know, I feel like that's how God's universe works. He's gonna give it to somebody. Like, if you ain't do nothing with it, somebody else is gonna do it. But if you go and patent that joint, even if they do something with it, they gotta pay you for it. Like, it's just that simple. Like, I have a podcast called Friends with Businesses, right? And I got it. Of course, I went to go get it trademarked, right? I filed it before I told anybody what it was. I filed a trademark and all that stuff. And then I went down to the podcast summit, right? And I got up to speak and I said, yeah, I'm friend, and I had my bags and all that kind of stuff, and like Friends with Businesses. And somebody came to me and said, hey man, I hope you got that joint trademark. If not, I'm about to go file. I was like, nah, I did it. Because, I mean, you know, it popped in my head, Friends with Businesses. Like, oh, this is great. People are like, yeah, I'm trying to get into it. Like, oh, see, I'm not having that. But, like, once it gets out there and once you say one thing about it, people may try to take it. Solutions. Have you ever sat and talked with somebody, they ask you a question, you give them a solution? You got what they want. Insights, certifications, you know. So I was just explaining earlier today, I have a number of certifications in the cybersecurity field. I'm a certified ethical hacker, certified penetration tester, certified information system auditor, and a few others. And people literally pay me so they can put my resume in their proposals. And then they give me, you know, just a few hours, and they give me more, like, sure, you can have my resume. And they give me some money and all that type of stuff. Just the certifications you have, because people want to be able to do stuff with it. Influence. Now, we all know that there's money behind influence because we're a culture now that's run by influencers. What have people been talking about the past 3 days? Exactly. And nobody said, no, it ain't. Because everybody knows. Everybody. And everybody jumps on those bandwagon. Time. If you have time, you have what people want. Support. People love support. And one of the biggest is community. If you are surrounded by people who either need something or have something, if you have connection to that, if you've built something like that, it is worth millions to people. All right? In other words, how can you help people get what they want? And the great Zig Ziglar, one of the greatest salesmen in modern history, said, you can have everything in life you want if you will just help enough other people get what they want. I'm going to say it again. The greatest salesman of our time said, you can have everything you want if you will just help other people get what they want. I'm going to say it one last time, and I want you to catch what I said. The greatest salesman said, you can have everything in life you want if you will just help other people get what they want. And the reason I have salesman highlighted is because he said, he didn't say if you give it to them. He didn't say that. Because most of the time, people won't get what they want if you give it to them. It's crazy. We'll talk about that at some point, maybe, maybe not. So here's my one product, right? This is what I use. Again, I'm letting y'all in my secret. I said I would do it, and y'all can take it if you want to. Doesn't matter. You take the recipe, but you can't take the sauce. The Launch Academy, this is my one product, is a coaching program designed to transform entrepreneurial ideas into profitable ventures using structured, repeatable steps. Our program offers a range of high-value services, including value creation, pricing strategies, automation, marketing expertise, audience development, and strategic launches. We have 2 memberships that people can be a part of. There's a Launch Enthusiast, which just includes access to the Launch Academy community, which is important for people, 2 monthly group coaching accountability calls, and a Launchpad packed with essential tools. Essentially, a Launchpad is a website that sells. And it includes automation, marketing, the emails, the text, and all that type of stuff. Like that is what a Launchpad is. And then there's a Launch Pro, and it's a premium offer, so it includes everything up there, plus personalized one-on-one strategy. We actually get to talk to me, not just everybody. Monthly, and we actually create your Launchpad every month. And then we also create the marketing graphics because everybody wants something to go on Facebook, Instagram, want the ads and all that type of stuff. And when you start buying ads, we're not going to buy the ads, but we'll create them for you. Right, so that's our one product, the Launch Academy. Now I have ups and downs on that. I have the one where, you come to me for $10,000 and we build out everything. I mean, like everything in 6 weeks. It's like, oh, wow, okay, great, this is wonderful. Then I have some lower things, where you kind of do it self-paced, 4 days of launch, where you just kind of figure out what it is that you want to do, and you put it on that type of stuff. And then we also have web templates, a whole bunch of stuff. And actually, I just created something, right? This is dope. Anybody ever heard of ChatGPT? ChatGPT is great. Did you know you create your own GPTs on there? So I've actually created my own GPT. So it's like talking to me. So I told it to talk like me, number one. So you might get some slang in there. I say maintain good grammar though. Don't use prepositions at the end of a sentence. But other than that, it's like talking to me. So I put my information, so my trainings are in there that I've created. My book is in there. I had it ask me questions. So it's like I really fed it so that, people who work with me, if it's 9 o'clock in the morning or 8 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning, I'm asleep. So you can type it in there, and it's just like talking to me, right? So you can do those types of things. So it's that type of stuff that helps you to grow and all that type of stuff. So, but you focus on your core product, but you have all these ancillary things because I actually use that GPT to help me create stuff. So it's the stuff that I use that I'm helping others to get, right? All right, one platform. This is very, very important. I got loud, right? I didn't get loud, just move the mic closer. Find out where your people are. Number one, because that's where you want your energy to be. Because every platform has different algorithms and things like that. So find out where they are. Talk their language. Now, language is often platform specific. It's crazy. If you go and look at something on LinkedIn, if somebody is good at marketing, it looks different on Facebook, and it looks different on Instagram, it looks different on Twitter, it looks different in email, it looks different in text. You can do all, it can have the same purpose, it can have the same information, but the delivery is different. So you have to talk the language of the person on the platform. Create content for that platform. So if you're on TikTok, you don't want to have wide videos, you want to have tall videos. I mean, okay, landscape versus portrait, right? You want portrait videos, right? You might want to dance. I'm not dancing, I'm sorry. But you want captions on it because, you find out what works there. Be findable there, meaning you have to post consistently. You have to, use the right hashtags, be in the right circles and things of that nature. Promote, promote, promote. Yes, I put it 3 times because it happened 3 times a day. Actually, better if you do it 7 times a day because 7 is the number of perfect completion and you get it done. But if you do 3, that's all right because I am Carl III. Perfect your content, which is important. You do want to perfect your content. You want to perfect your content. You want it to be great, especially here. Like I said, some places you go and, they say, well, just throw your phone up, even if it's imperfect and you got bad light and all that type of stuff. Let me tell you something. I just told you we're in the DMV. We're in the heart of everything that happens in the entire world. People expect quality. This ain't Atlanta. No shade, I'm just saying it's not. Our mud, everybody's getting it from some type of mud, but our mud has minerals in it that other places don't have. Our proximity to the seat of power, the jobs that we have. Do you know in 2008 when the crash happened, we didn't really get hit like that. Did y'all know that? Some people did. I mean, I'm not saying nobody went bad, but we did not have a drastic drop. Our infrastructure is meant to be stable because the government's right there and they ain't got no problem printing money. We can take advantage of that. But that means it's heavy competition. So you can't just, so you need to perfect your content. But monetize your audience. A lot of people, this new thing on Facebook with this content creator thing, and people are they're going heavy after this $30,000. It's one $30,000 bonus that Facebook will give you if you get enough interactions, and they are missing out completely. It's taking them 4, 5, 6, 7 months to try to get this. Now, you break that down, 4, 5, 6, 7 months for $30,000, and they gotta post all the time, try to get people to react, repost, creating all this stuff. But if they just monetize the people that were watching it, it'd be a lot easier. I know people with millions of followers that can't get more than $30 a month off of Instagram. It's very hard to monetize content. It's very hard to monetize content. Like there are people out there, what's the guy's name? Mr. Beast, yes, Mr. Beast. Now he makes a lot of money off of his views, but he makes way more money off of his audience than he does his views. Anybody worth their weight in salt, they might get good views and stuff on the YouTubes and the Facebookgrams and all that stuff. But if they're tapping into their audience, they're making way more. So I always use this. I use this when I do the teaching with the kids. They be like, oh my goodness, I can't believe this. You go to Beyonce's Instagram, right? And she has like 300-something million followers, right? But you go to her piece of content that has the most views, less than 1% of that actually saw it. But if that's 3 million, she didn't get 3 million off of them looking at it. But if she said, buy this thing for $1 to them 3 million, she'd have $3 million. Monetize the audience. The plays mean very little if the people aren't doing something. And even if it's not monetizing where they're paying for something, make sure you're getting that information. Make sure you turn them into your street team. And we're gonna have Ryan Green come up very, very, very soon. And you wanna listen to everything that he says about this content creation piece. The man's a beast at it. He's gonna show you some stuff like, oh, you're right. And you're gonna look at yourself and be like, dang, all right, let me fix this. Because that's what I did when I saw his presentation. Pro tip, even if you're creating the content for one platform, it's okay to distribute it ubiquitously, meaning everywhere. So like I create my stuff for Facebook. That's where my people primarily are right now. I'm getting ready to transition to LinkedIn. My thing was I just never really been on LinkedIn, like ever. I mean, I have had a profile there and all that stuff, but I never really was active. So, but I got to make that move. You know, I know what my audience is and where they spend. But my stuff goes everywhere. You know, my assistant, she'll post it ubiquitously. Like she'll put it on the Instagram. It's on TikTok now too. I didn't know that. She's like, yeah, I did a TikTok page. I am? Are you seeing my TikTok? Is it good? Does it work? Oh, it is? Okay, yeah, okay, yeah. See, exactly. So yeah, she created a TikTok for me, right? So I got a TikTok, I got the, what else? I got something else, so I can't remember what it is, but I got all them little thingies. But yeah, it's okay to distribute it ubiquitously, but you want it to be primarily for where your audience is until you can grow and have somebody that can, make sure they, do it like, hey, I'm gonna change the text here, change the colors here, lighting and all that good stuff. All right. Now, this is what I want you to write down. Your marketing statement, right? And this is based on your big idea. I help blank. So who do you help? Who are the people? And you don't have to be deep into it. I'm not saying write out your whole avatar. Get blank, whatever the result is they want. What is that result that they want? Without pain and obstacle. It's that thing that most of the time hinders people from doing something. Like, I don't want to do that. It's like, that's too much. By using what? What is your method? I help emerging entrepreneurs get predictable income without having to learn extensive technology skills by using my Launchpad methodology. That's what I do. That's my marketing statement. Who do you help? What problem do you solve? Very important. See, it's that simple, right? I didn't say it was easy. I just said it's that simple. Nobody says it's gonna be easy, right? But once things become simple, even though the work may be hard, may be arduous, it's effective. The worst thing you can do is complicate something and try to get it done. They're like, oh wait, this ain't work, that ain't work. We get in our heads so much. Break it down to simplicity. Like, that's where most of these places that are Fortune 500s, that's where they succeed. As complicated as their problem, their processes and things are, they're really actually simple. Southwest, we are just gonna be the low price flight. It's really simple. So the question they always ask themselves before they put something in, will this keep us? Now, they're not going to try to compete with Spirit. Then nobody can do that. No, Spirit is like, hey, look here, you're Uber here. we your Uber, all right? So, okay, that's what we're going to do. Your taxi cab of the sky. We'll get you there. Bring your own neck pad. Yes. So, are you ready to get results? Yes. So I want you to do something now that's going to actually boost your confidence, hopefully, right? If you do it right. While our first featured speaker is getting ready, I want you to take just a couple minutes, maybe 1 or 2 minutes, and find somewhere or ask for a testimonial of somebody you've helped in whatever it is. I want you to prove to yourself that you have the solution. You have what people want, whether it's personal or in business, right now. So it could be a text, a post, whatever, email. They could have sent a carrier pigeon. Think about it. Oh, they could have told you, write it down. I want you to see that you have something that people want. It's an action step. So if you don't have it right now, just ask somebody. Send a text. Somebody you think you've helped, or maybe like 5 people. Some people, they didn't forget that you helped them. That ain't your fault, it's theirs. But you're like, hey, have I ever helped you? How? How did I help you? You know what I'm saying? There we go. It's like Cat Williams calling Steve Harvey. It's not happening. Like, I helped you to change your career in Detroit that day. Okay, but yes, pause. So, now we're gonna move forward to, so y'all take that time, and when you come back, you'll be met by Mr. Ryan Green.
All right, let's get rolling. How y'all feeling? That was great, right? Give it up for Carl. That was some great information. I think y'all out there, them lights are right in my eyes, but here we go, right there. All right, great. All right, so I am Ryan Green. We're gonna jump right into the next presentation. We're talking about visual media essentials for emerging entrepreneurs, all right? So let's jump right in. I'm gonna start with a little bit about myself. My company is called Greenhouse Media. Been in business since 2004. Originally, I started, here's a little bonus tip right up the top. When I started my company, it was called Bakari Book Publishers. Bakari, I was like, I'm gonna find me a nice Swahili name that has some meaning to it. I mean, one with great promise. Dope, right? Then every time someone introduced me and read my bio, they kept pronouncing it Bacardi. I was like, I need to reconsider, you know? So changed, I was like, man, let's go easy, Greenhouse Media. So sometimes being a little too deep might be a bad choice, all right? Best-selling author and publisher, written 12 books myself, published other books for other authors, author coach as well, talk show host, media strategist, what we're gonna talk about today, and a whole bunch of other stuff that really, y'all didn't come in for that, right? So let's talk about what's next. What do I do? All right, so we amplify entrepreneurs and businesses to 10x your influence, impact, and income, all right, by producing captivating visual media that positions you as a premium brand. How many of you want to 10x your influence? Some of you know, you like, maybe. All right, how many want to 10x your impact? All right, a little higher then. How about want to influence your income? All right, great. All right, so that you're in the right place. Talk to the right people. So let's talk about visual media. Now, what's the big deal about visual media? Before I even get into that, let me just poll the room. What's your business? Y'all come right back. Tell me what you do in your business. Medical billing, great. You ready yet? You swallow? Chuck, real estate development. You're just not going to be helpful. She's the coach. Oh, you right there. Oh, yeah, you're the forgiveness coach. Okay, great. What do you do?
Fashion design.
Fashion design. Wonderful.
Black Trivia Night. We have a trivia night.
Have we met before? Did you go to Hampton?
No, Howard.
Okay, no, Howard. Okay, I met somebody who. Okay, no. You. Intensive in home. Okay. Online courses. Okay, she hasn't started yet. Hey, event planning. Transportation, wonderful. I know some more people in the back, but I can't really see you all with the light, so I'm not skipping you all. Just we'll keep moving. So really, I want to know who I'm talking to, okay? Because visual media is going to apply to all of you. All right, you all need to have some kind of representation of yourself out there. You know, everyone. I mean, no one ever wakes up saying, "I want to buy from a company I've never seen before." Or never heard of before, right? You got to see it, right? So let's talk about that. So why is it so important? Let's start with the number 72. 72% of customers said they would rather learn about a product or service by way of video. 72. All right? They say men lie, women lie. Numbers don't. I mean, they can sometimes, depending on who's reading them, but 82. As of 2022, online video made up more than 82% of all consumer internet traffic. 82%. So all the stuff online, all the stuff you may post, 82% of online traffic was video. All right, think about the whole little thing. What was the big thing this week? Because always something different every week. We saw the Shannon Sharp thing. No one was posting transcripts, right? They were sharing the video. Video went viral. 78% of people watch online videos every week. That seems kind of low to me, but I'm like, say 78% watch a video once a week. Anybody here did not watch a single video this week online? All right, so it's 100% in this room, right? Then 95, this one bugged me because like I said, I'm an author, I'm a publisher. 95%, viewers retain 95% of a message when it's in a video and just 10% of when it's written. So I was like, you mean to tell me I done spent all these years writing these books and people only gonna remember 10% of what's in my book? But if I put it in a video, there was a 95% retention rate. So that's what happened to me. That's when I started my company, I always had, the plan was always media. It was always bigger than just books. But I got stuck in books a little longer than I wanted to. But it was a good thing because now when I started doing the video, I had a better idea of what I was doing, who I was going to serve, and that thing. So understanding that if you're an expert in something, if you are in the information business and you want to share information, you understand people they want to see it more than just read about it. Make sense? All right, so let's talk about the types of media you need as an entrepreneur. All right, so if you're taking notes, you want to write this down. Am I in the way? You just tell me if I need to move over. I'm trying to, all right, just let me know if I'm in the way. So let's start with photography. Types of photography you need. First and foremost, you need headshots. You need headshots. Now, headshots are from like right here to right here. Real estate agents, they understand what a headshot is. You want to know what a headshot is, go find a real estate broker, agent, realtor. I know they finicky about their names, so whatever it is. And that's a headshot, right? So I see some people want to do headshots and they go all full body. That's not a headshot. You need a headshot, all right? Professional headshots. You need photos for marketing. So again, if you are telling people about what you do, you have visuals of you marketing. All right, for marketing, I should say. You need promos. Now, what's the difference between promo and marketing? Well, marketing is something that you're putting out. But if a magazine calls you and say, hey, we want to do a story about your business, send us some photography, and you don't have pictures. Now you're scrambling trying to find your little niece or nephew to take some pictures of you on the phone real quick so you can send. Then they say, we need a high-res picture. Like, what the heck is a high-resolution picture? So you got to have this stuff already ready. So you need promo pictures, right? Unless you don't want to get promotion about you, maybe you don't, okay. You're in action. So these pictures are pictures of you actually doing what you say you do. To understand, anyone can start a business and promote online that they do the business, but when you can show that you're actually doing the business, it weighs a lot more, right? BTS, now this is not the singing group, this is behind the scenes, all right, behind the scenes. How many times have you watched someone just show you a video of them getting ready to do what they were going to do? It's captivating, right? It's like, oh, wow. I don't know if you're like, man, I like to see how things work. So behind the scenes, that's easy content. Because I understand when you talk about content, one of the biggest obstacles, especially as an entrepreneur, and we'll get into it a little bit later, is that you're like, well, when do I have time? What do I shoot? What do I do? So these are some things that just show you doing your stuff. Show you behind the scenes getting ready. All right, show your desk. This is how a real estate broker's desk should look. And then you write a little blurb about it. Easy content, right? Events. How many of you go to events? Some of you just not gonna raise your hand. Like you're at an event right now, right? That's a trick question. That was an easy one. Whether you're going to an event, you're hosting an event, you want photography, right? All of you, before you leave today, not right now because I'm speaking, that'd be rude. All of you today, make sure you get a picture of yourself with the Launch by Carl logo up here. Get a picture with Carl. Get a picture of you here. I mean, this is a beautiful facility. Shout out to all the people who facility this is. I didn't get the names, but yeah. I walked in like, I just opened up a studio myself a month ago, so I'm like, oh my God, look at this. Oh, you went to Hampton? Okay, great. We'll definitely talk. I think Carl told me about you. Yeah, I didn't know it was the same place. Cool. All right, stop talking to me, Joe, so I can focus. I'm just joking, man. All right, events. I don't know if y'all know it's how to have fun, okay? All right, so this is my business right now, so I'm gonna have fun in my business. Y'all can have boring businesses, be serious all the time. I chose my business because I like to have fun, all right? Social media. I think that's self-explanatory, right? You need to post on social media. Oh, that was it. All right, and then videography. So now we're talking about video. This is where, see, everyone got a phone in their hand, so it's quick to easy to take pictures, easier. But when the video part, like now you got, oh, wait a minute, now I got to worry about what I look like. So what kind of video should you have? Some of these might duplicate, but website. That should have been on the first slide too. I guess I forgot that one. You need video for your website. All right, so your website, let me put the second one up here too. It's in funnels. Thank you, Lord. So I want to specify between websites and funnels, okay? Because your website, how many have a website? Okay, how many have a funnel? Okay, some of you are like, either you don't know or you just don't have it. So a website, think of that as your brochure, right? You tell people about yourself. They can go see kind of, especially with if you're doing government contracts, things like that. This is where you can go and it's your documentation, your proof of who you are. It's kind of your online office, if you will. But how many of you who with websites are happy with the traffic and sales and conversions you get from your website? No hand went up, like you would like to be more, right? See, websites aren't really built for that. Websites are brochures that say, hey, look at me. A funnel is what really moves people through a set of actions that you want them to take to a desired result, all right? So a funnel is saying, hey, here's my book. Instead of just saying go to my website to buy my book, a funnel says go to the website. You still make all of the website. You're not gonna say, go to my funnel, go to my page, and on that page, it tells a story. You ever seen somebody, they call them sales, this is not what this training is about, sales letters, things like that. A funnel, you gotta put in your email address in order to get the information you went there for. Those are funnels. You know, so I know when you're on the consumer side, you might get upset about, I put my stuff in here, but when you're on the business side, you need that. Okay, those are your prospects. So funnels, you need videos for those because you got to tell people why they're on the funnel. Social media again, all right? I don't know if y'all saw me taking some footage. It's going to be on social media. So people need to know what's going on here, but they also need to know what I do. So same thing with you. When you hear, hey, I'm live here at the Launch with Carl. Wait to see what's coming up in 2024 with my business. Boom, post that on social media. All right? Podcasts. This is my bag right here. Because I think that, I produce podcasts for people. So if you are an entrepreneur, business owner, you want to do a show, then like I said, I have a studio, we do shows. That's what we do in my studio, we do podcasts. So that's an avenue as well. Behind the scenes again, events again, and then SOPs. I didn't want to make the last S lowercase. I'm kind of OCD, it didn't match everything. So how many of you need help? You need an assistant, you need to hire somebody in your company, no matter what they need them for. But you know, if I had someone who could do this for me, that would be help my business. All right. So, the second part of that question is, if you walked out that door and we said, here's the perfect person you need for what you said you need in your business, they can start tomorrow, and money wasn't a factor, right? Like, it wasn't how much you had to pay them, didn't matter. But they could start tomorrow. Would you be ready to hire them and tell them to go? Probably, most people, you see here, yes, because you're probably professional. Most people don't. So SOPs are what you have to tell someone how to do the job you want them to do. Well, one of the reasons people don't do them is one, they don't have them for themselves, but let's say you do. It takes time to write it all out. But you can go and shoot your SOPs on a video. And now when you hire somebody, you send them to your portal to show, so they can just go through the video trainings, which is your SOPs. So another way the videos can help your business. And then your book. What do you mean the book? I didn't say I was writing a book. I do medical transportation. I'm not writing no book. Well, at some point in your career, someone's going to recognize you as the expert in what you do. And you know what? They're going to come to you and they're going to ask you, how do you do what you do? Wouldn't it be great if you had a book that could just show them, could tell them, be another line of income that you could use now that the book also promotes what it is that you do? So think about that as well. So videos can help with that. The way you use video for your book is because you do interviews. And you just simply take that information and you can now transcribe that. You know, internet AI and stuff like that is great because now they can take the audio from your video, make that into words, right? Like pull it out, transcribe it, and you got a book written for yourself already, right? Now, top 4 reasons you need to hire a professional. Now, I don't want you all going out here doing all this stuff by yourself. Number one, well, not number one, I'm show you some reasons why, first of all. Exhibit A. And this is one of my clients. It's not about her, okay? So I covered her face. But these pictures are taken, as you can see, the same exact event, same exact time. Person on the left was her sister. She took her picture on a cell phone. And then my picture is on the right with the camera. Now, you take this picture on your cell phone, look at that, you think, okay, well, that's cool because all you had to look at, right? But when you compare it to what a professional camera can do, and I'm not saying this is this picture's going into the Louvre, I'm just saying, look at the difference in the contrast, the color. You didn't even notice on your phone, because see, most of your phones are like this. And this is the difference why phones can't do it all, because when you want to make something bigger like this, it's going to look different, right? So one, a pro with a camera can get much better quality. So you have a happy face, not a sad face. Exhibit B, this is me. This is 2008. What are you laughing at? I didn't tell the joke. All right. Now this is a promo I did for one of my books. I did the green screen for one of my books. I'm not even, y'all like, what the book? I'm not even telling you what the book was about. All right, I don't even sell this book anymore. Times have changed. But it was a good book. But this is me, 2008. Look at the quality of that video. See half my head coming off the side. The problem is, that was 2008, what's that, 15, 16 years ago? Some of your videos still look just like this today. Some of your videos still look like that today. So let's upgrade. This is 2004. I mean, no, what is this, 24? I'm sorry, 24. So I just shot this one. I almost wore that shirt today. I'm glad I didn't, because I forgot I had the slide on here. Y'all have talked about me. So no. But you see the difference in the quality, right? When a professional camera, upgraded, using proper lighting, using the proper cameras. Now, if you were a meeting planner and you go looking for someone to hire to speak, to serve your company, and you go online and you find Ryan Green on the left versus Ryan Green on the right, which one are you going to reach out to? Not even hire yet. Which one are you just going to send an email to saying, I want to talk to you? The right? So understand that when people are looking at your content or searching for you, what are they finding? Are they finding 2008 you or 2024 you? All right. One more, I think I have one more in here. All right, so here's one more thing about lights. Let me move on this side. Now, I was just doing this as an experiment, so ignore the mean mug and everything. I know everybody said I was looking mean, right? This picture, the only difference in these two pictures is the light. It's the same setting, same person, same dashingly handsome person, same location, same camera, same camera settings. The difference is the top one is only the lights in my house. The bottom one is professional studio lights. See, these are some of the things that you don't know, and you should know, because it's not what you do. But it makes a difference. Like when you see stuff, you notice a difference, even if you don't know how it got there. You know, all of a sudden, you know what? Studio lights makes a lot more money than house lights person. And that's what you want when you're doing your content, right? All right, is it making sense? Everybody follow me so far? All right, so let's talk about now those 4 reasons you need video. Number one is expert. You need to hire a pro. Not why you need video, why you need to hire a pro. The pro has the expertise, all right? The pro has the expertise because that's what they specialize in. So if I came to, someone came to you about your business, they want to keep telling you about your business. If someone hires you to do what you do, but then they want to keep telling you how to do what you do, but that's what you do, you can be like, wait, what are you talking? I'm the pro. I know what I'm doing, right? So the same thing here. The pro has the expertise to really get you the results that you want. You may know what you like and what you want to see, but if you don't know how to get it and how to accomplish it, then you need someone to help you with that. Make sense? Number 2 is the equipment. The pro has already spent the tens of thousands of dollars on their equipment. All right, so cameras, you're talking about easily, from a few hundred up to $6,000, $7,000. I mean, even more than that. I'm just talking about what most regular people might have. Lights, thousands of dollars. I'm gonna tell you a business, sir. this LED board that we're looking at, like you talking about tens of thousands of dollars. But imagine and just think about the level it puts you at when you are able to be in a position with someone who has this stuff and how it's going to make your content look better and how it positions you as a premium brand, okay? So, if you want to go out there and invest those thousands of dollars in equipment as opposed to your business when you can just hire somebody else, that's up to you. But, get somebody who already has it. Number 3, it's expensive. And they said, well, how would I do that if it's expensive? It's not expensive for you. It's expensive not to. So it's expensive not to invest in a pro because think about the money that you are going to lose, the opportunities that you do lose when you try to nickel and dime certain things in your business because you don't have it or you don't want to invest in that. So you don't want to ever be in a position where your business suffers just because of how you look. I know they say you don't judge a book by its cover, but yes, that's a lie. You absolutely judge a book by its cover. First thing you do when you pick up a book is look at its cover, right? And you decide if you're going to flip it over to the back. You look at the back cover, and then you decide from that whether you're going to open it up and flip through the pages to find what's in there. And people do judge your business by its cover, all right? I don't know who told us this fairy tale. Oh, they just care about the inside and the content and what you do and how good a person. No, they don't. They need to see the outside first so you can get there. Then number 4, entrepreneur, because you're an entrepreneur with a business to run. How bad would your business suffer if now you had to worry about content creation and doing all the video stuff and making sure that all that was good in your business when you can just hire somebody who's already paid to do it? So that's another reason why you want to hire a pro. So who's ready to fire yourself as your media specialist? Who's ready to fire yourself? Great, everybody like, I don't want this. Take this off my hands. I don't want this. Awesome. All right, so I want to invite you. Spend the day with Greenhouse Media and our content days. So what we do is we have a content creation day for entrepreneurs just like you, okay? So we make content easy so that you don't have to worry about how to do it, what to do, all that kind of stuff. Because understand that one of the biggest obstacles people have had with being consistent is that what happens, you wake up in the morning, I'm going to shoot today. All right, you think about it, maybe you get a good thing you want to shoot that day. Next day, I'm going to shoot today. By the 3rd day, kids are sick. 4th day, your assistant got COVID and can't do the snacks, whatever it may be. And then you're like, well, it's been 3 months and I hadn't posted anything. But with a content day, we come in, we help you in several ways. First and foremost, we do a 1-hour strategy call. So all content is not created equal. Everybody's business is not going to need the same exact thing, right? If you're doing a podcast, it's a little different than if you're doing a grant teaching, which we'll learn about later. Not grants, but working with the government, those kind of things. All right, so we do a 1-hour strategy call with your business to find out what serves you, what you're going to need, so that when you come in, we already know what's going on. We already know what we're going to do. So I know one of the things that hinders people is that they get afraid of the camera, not only because they're afraid of the camera and how people are going to judge them, but you're afraid of how people are going to judge you because you don't feel prepared that you're at your best in front of the camera. So the strategy call helps knock that out. And then we do a half-day filming. So you come to our studio for a half day and we shoot. All right, we shoot what we talked about in our strategy call. All right, so you can either come in studio. I'm located in Largo, Maryland, but hey, I'm not pinned to Largo, so we can come to your place. We can do in studio, whatever you need, just unlimited content. So once you have that strategy call, we know that we got a half day. We're gonna go and we're gonna shoot. And whatever we get done, and however much we're going to get done, we're going to get it, and it's yours. I don't need it. I'm going to need your content for it. All right, so I'm not nickel and diming saying, hey, go, I'm going to give you 3 videos. How do I know 3 videos is what you need? Is that 3 20-second videos? Is that 3 1-hour videos? So we're going to talk about it. You get unlimited content in that time. Here's the big one. Am I in the way again? Sorry, y'all. We're going to edit the footage. So we edit the stuff. Because you can shoot the stuff, but if you haven't edited and cut together, it's not worth very much. We get the social media for you, ready for you. So we do the caption. You ever watch those videos? How do you get those captions on there? It's so cool. How do you get the cuts and all that kind of stuff? Whatever it is that you need. Again, you can spend time doing it. Some people enjoy doing that. Some people like it. But we're going to do it for you. We'll make sure we take care of that for you. And then we get the behind-the-scenes reel, because I told you already how important that was, right? So when you come in for that studio, we're going to make sure we have content for you and do a behind-the-scenes reel, so you have a bonus piece of content right there. How's it sound, everybody? Sound like something that could benefit anybody in the room? Yo, how many not gonna raise your hand no matter what I say? Oh, you raised your hand, but you, okay, never mind. Sorry. All right, look, so this is what I want you to do. I want you to pull out your phones right now. If this interests you, if you know that, hey, this could benefit me, then all I want to do is schedule a call. You can go ahead and scan that QR code. I didn't test it on this screen, so hopefully it works. Somebody let me know. Did it come up? It just takes you to my calendar link. All right, great. So it's taking you to the link. All I want you to do is go ahead and fill out and schedule your discovery call with me. That's all we're doing. We're having a conversation. You're not signing up for the content day right there. We're just having a conversation so we can talk about your business and your media needs and how we can serve you. Does that make sense? All right, great. So that was in. Yeah, so that's the end of my slides. I want to turn it back over to Carl, be respectful of the time I have. So I want to thank you all. I'll be here all day. So again, just schedule a call. I can't answer all your questions in person right now. Schedule your call so we can really dedicate that time to you so we can talk about your business. All right, thank you so much. God bless.
Yeah, really? That's what's up. Cool. Basically, you know what I'm saying? Now I feel like it's a comedian that Cat Williams be talking about. You like this? See? So I'm not a comedian because nobody responded. But no. So I just want y'all to notice. Y'all notice to change my clothes, right? So this goes back to what Ryan was just talking about. This is me creating content, right? I'm doing this because, like, you know, we get up there, show. So this is an investment because I know that people seeing me doing this is going to actually get me more clients as well, you know. So it's like, hey, this was more of an investment in than it was, you know, any type of, you know, profit type of situation, you know. So it's basically like, hey, so think about it. If you think 2 or 3K is too much, I'm gonna show you that it's actually not. 3K, 5K, 6K, 10K. It doesn't matter if it gives you residuals, right? Because even if you create it for a month, enough content for a month, you think you can't reuse it? We just talked about the algorithm. People don't see stuff but, okay? Really. How many times do you hear the same commercial over and over again? How many times you see the same ads over and over again, the same billboards over and over again? It's actually, the investment is not in them seeing it once, it's in it being ubiquitous. It's in them always seeing it because that's when it becomes indwelled in your mind, because the best part of waking up is, did any of y'all try to remember that? Why is it locked in your brain? When you go to search for something on the internet, what do? You Google it. Did anybody tell you to call it Google? No, it became ubiquitous. And that's all based upon content, right? So, just had to put that out there. But now, coming to the stage. All right, y'all, please put your thinking caps on. I hope everybody used the restroom. Hope you got some water, because you really, really, really need to pay close attention. I'm gonna be taking copious notes. Because, and she's gonna tell you this, but this is where y'all can make goo-gobs of impact and of course money in this. I wanna bring Dr. Ebony Gray to the stage. I don't have her bio, but we had a conversation. You probably got it up there, but she is a guru at this. She's been the person that has helped people. She decides what people, when they get the grants and the contracts, and she can coach you and show she's a score mentor, teach you how to stunt, all that good stuff. So please, welcome to the stage. Y'all start clapping now. I learned it from the comedy show. Y'all start clapping now, start clapping now, start clapping now. Dr. Ebony Gray.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. So, first of all, thank you for that awesome welcome. I don't put my bio out there. I don't really like to talk about myself, but this year I'm about to stunt a little bit. I did receive the Lifetime Presidential Achievement Award from President Biden last month. I was recognized for my entrepreneurship and for giving back to people just like you. So all throughout my life, and I know I only look like I'm 21, right? But all throughout my life, my purpose in life has been to serve. That is my mission statement. That is my values. My purpose is to serve you. So, of course, monetary is always important, But when you think about your business, think about your why. Think about why you're here, why you're serving, and that'll help you go far in business. So one of my goals this year is to help 100 women to get those $1 million government contracts. So I hope a portion of that 100 women are in this room. I don't discriminate though. I also accept men clients, but that number one goal, my mission this year is to help 100 women just like you to get into government contracting. So this technology is new, but we gonna work with it. So first of all, again, welcome to my GovCon Gateway. So this is an initiative that I'm starting. I just got a brand new office in Howard County at the Maryland Innovation Center. So that is gonna be the headquarters where I'm bringing people in to help them to learn about government contracting. And within that center, I have the Apex, and I have a whole community of marketers and people that can really help you to get started. This particular training is to give you insight on government contracting, to help you understand and to help hopefully alleviate that stress. So I have one question for all of you. How many of you are already in government contracting? We got one person, two. How many of you want to get into government contracting? Oh, see, that just makes my heart smile. So today, hopefully I simplify the whole process, and by the time that you leave today, you're gonna be ready to sign up in sam.gov and ready to get started in government contracting. So does anyone know what government contracting is? It's basically an agreement between the government and private corporations, private companies to provide the services. So the government needs all types of services. It could be, I just pulled up some of the contracts that are coming. It could be buying ink. Right now they have a government contract out there to buy black ink. How many of you know how to order from Walmart or Target or Staples and order black ink? That is how simple the government contracts are. So sometimes we overanalyze and overthink and think we have to have all these special skills. But anyone in here can buy ink. You just have to figure out how much the government needs, figure out a budget, and figure out who to buy the ink from, because the government can't walk into Walmart, they can't walk into Target, they can't walk into Staples and buy the ink. They need you to be that gatekeeper. Also, I see all these videographers in here. One of the contracts that came up today was just editing content for the government. That is a contract. So those are some of the options. And I think I saw somebody that did logistics in here, right? Who does logistics? Transportation or logistics. So that's a big government contract with FEMA, right? You should be all on it, registered, ready to go, because FEMA needs that emergency assistance to get back and forth during emergency situations. Why shouldn't you be a part of that? To be able to possibly transport people or offer supplies, you should be right there in the mix. And they need as many, it's not just one person, they need as many contractors as possible in order to offer those services. So, how do you find government contracts? So right before I stepped up here, I just did a search to see what's out there. So most of you know the request for proposal. Now, the request for proposal means the government has identified exactly what they need, they've sourced it, they've already talked to contractors, and most times, if you get that request for proposal, that means you're already behind the curve. Like if that's the first time you're hearing about that particular contract, you're already behind the curve. So what you wanna do is look for the sources sort and the pre-solicitations. And specifically what I'll focus on today is the pre-solicitations. That means the government doesn't know what it wants. It's just sourcing, trying to see who's out there, who can offer those particular services. And if you go on sam.gov right now and you go to the search option and you pull up pre-solicitation, you can get the list of all the pre-solicitations that are out there. What is the government looking for? What services can you provide the government, and what's coming up in the future? That's the best time for you to talk to the government, to network, for you to look at your business if you're trying to figure out, well, what business should I offer? What is the government looking for? Look at the pre-solicitations and look and see if you can provide that service. Now, I'll go deep into it. What you do is you look at the pre-solicitations, look to see who the POCs are, like what government agency, who that specific point of contact is, and then you answer each question line by line. Just do a letter of interest and address each of the questions. Guess what? You could be the only person that offers that particular service, and you might potentially win that contract. But before you get to that point, you gotta be ready. So everybody in here should be going to sam.gov and just register. Just register your business. If you're maybe thinking about it, maybe your business isn't ready to go just yet, pull up the sam.gov requirements and just look step by step to see what's required in order to register for sam.gov. Your business has to be a registered entity. You should have an official office space. Now they're kind of cracking down on the virtual offices, so be careful about that, because if it looks like a PO box or is multiple businesses, that could get you caught up, especially if other people have government contracts from that particular location, because they can track you. But physical office space, make sure you have that mailing address. Make sure that you have your EIN, that you're registered with the IRS. And also make sure we don't need the DUNS number anymore, but you should register for the DUNS number because that helps to build your business credit. Make sure you have a business email. This is simple things, but you need to have this in place before you even think about registering. Have your business email, not your personal. The SAMS.gov website will actually tell you they will not accept a personal Gmail address. You have to have the business email address. Also, you need a business phone number. So it will tell you specifically if it calls you and that's not really your phone number, or maybe it's a Google phone number, that could get you declined from getting your cage number. So just make sure you go through the checklist and get ready so you don't have to scramble if you do see something that you want to pursue. You can do that today. So I want to hold everybody accountable today in this room to just go to sam.gov, look at the requirements, get your business ready, and actually apply. So how many are committed to doing that today? Thank you. And also, again, in sam.gov, you can look up request for proposal. Again, if you're looking at the RFP, you're probably already too late. You can look at sources sought, and you can look at pre-solicitations. I encourage all of you to look at the pre-solicitations, then look at the sources sought, so that way you can already be ready. Now, what types of contracts does the government provide? So this one is extremely important that you know this information. The first one is the fixed price contracts. The second is cost reimbursement contracts. And the third is time and materials contracts. So first, with the fixed price, that means it's fixed. You know exactly how much money you're going to get, and it's unchanged. Like pretty much nothing's going to change it unless the scope of work changes. For cost reimbursement, I want all of you to pay attention. Please look at the contract to see if it's cost reimbursement. This means you have to have the money in your bank account to pay for the materials, to pay all of your workers, to pay the contractors, and the government will write you a check to reimburse you. So how many of you right now have $100,000 or more in your bank account, in your business bank account, to be able to pay for all the services or your employees right now today? Nobody wants to admit to it. That's important, because if you sign up for that specific contract, you gotta be ready to cut the checks. And I have seen people get very anxious, right? They jump on the first contract. Yes, I won the contract. But guess what? Now you have to come up with $50,000 or $100K in order to pay your people before the government writes you the check. So pay attention to what type of contract it is that you're pursuing. For the time and materials contract, you have to be able to make a budget of exactly how much your services or the materials are going to cost. And also, the government pays you based off of the time. So it's not really fixed, it's based off of the time or what you're gonna do. So that's important. Don't undersell yourself, right? So many people will undercut themselves where they say, oh, well, it only costs $2 to buy these pens. But if it costs $2 to buy the pens, think about shipping costs, think about the manpower, think about the taxes, everything in order to buy that specific product or in order to pay your people before you put that price down or amount down for the government. Do not undersell yourself, because guess what? If you go under, that means that you're paying over and the government is not paying you enough. So you wanna make sure you're very specific. Like, don't necessarily think about, oh, I have to be the lowest person, I have to be provide the lowest prices, because if you're not making any money, what's the point? Also, with these specific contracts, one thing that you all should be looking into is what type of certifications that you qualify for, so you can be possibly a sole source for the contract. Meaning, if I see you and you're a woman-owned small business or an economically disadvantaged owned small business, I can just give you the contract. I don't have to worry about all the competitors, and legally, under a certain income threshold, I can just give it to you. But you have to be prepared and ready with that certification so that I can just give it to you. Or if you're a veteran-owned small business, make sure you get that certification. Or I know some people see the state and the local certifications like MBE, that's not applicable to the government. I do not want any of you to get overwhelmed and be trying to register as an MBE when that's not even a requirement for the federal government. Women-owned small businesses, veteran-owned small businesses, and you can look at SBA.gov to see the different certifications that you may be eligible for. Understand, if you sign up and you register as a woman-owned small business, I want all of you to really listen. You must be 51% owned as that woman-owned small business. I will tell you, don't be a silent owner or a silent partner and get caught because another business that may be lost out on that contract can contest. And then they have to do an investigation. And if they find out that you're really not a 51% owned woman-owned business, you can lose that contract. So you wanna make sure that you're being truthful and honest. If you're a veteran-owned small business, it needs to be 51% or more ownership. So just make sure when you register, they do pay attention and check your tax returns. They check to make sure, like say for instance, you have 5 businesses. Let's be realistic. How realistic is it that you're a 51% owner to 5 different businesses? So if you're registering for certifications for those 5 businesses, just be careful and think about those things as you're registering so the process goes smoother when you're trying to get those certifications. Does anyone have any questions about that? I know it was a lot of information. You have to think about what direction you want to go. So is it a woman-owned small business or is it a veteran-owned small business? Who has the higher percentage? So you would have to think about it because both of them will get you in the door. There's not a disadvantage to either one, so think about how you want to classify your specific business. You're not stuck, but you need to decide who's going to be that 51% owner. Are you going to go with veteran or are you going to go with women-owned small business? You're already in business, but what did you already apply for your certification? So that's something, again, to think about as you're registering, especially if you want to pursue contracts, how you want to possibly classify your business. If you want to stay 50-50, you're 50-50, but then you make yourself not eligible for either because you have to be 51% or more. So and this is something, talk to your attorney, talk to, your CPA, like think about really how you want to classify and think about who's really putting in that 50.
And I was making triple what I was making when I was with the firm. When I said I took advantage of the opportunity, that's what I did. They was like, hey, we're no longer be using your firm, but we want to use you. So what we'll do is we'll pay you $125 an hour. I said, I'll think about it. And I went in the back, like, I was boosted, that was hype. But yeah, but you really just, the government has to spend money. That's one of the things about our government. They love doing it, and they will continue to do it as much as they can. All right, so I'm gonna jump right into the next part. So we're gonna move relatively fast for the next 1 hour and 11 minutes. Gonna download a lot. Y'all know me, I move very, very fast. This is where we left off. We can move forward to the next one. Yep, y'all, did everybody do that? Did y'all do the assignment? Okay, good. Listen to this. Hey, Mark.
Hello, everybody. My name is Vince Russo, and you may not know me, but I was once the head writer of the WWE during the heyday, the Attitude Era, where millions and millions and millions of people were watching wrestling. Since then, I have been podcasting for the last 8 years. You can find me on russosbrand.com. You can find me on patreon.com/RussoTWC. And let me tell you something, man. I do multiple shows daily. My creativity needs to be through the roof. There are no days off. And let me tell you something, man. It is hard not to run out of gas. It is hard to constantly come up with new ideas, new ways of doing things, changing business models, adding this, subtracting that. What's next? What's exciting? What's new? Getting out in front of the curve. And every time I need one of those talks, I go to one guy and one guy only, bro. Carl Gray, bro. Carl knows where it's at. His mind for business, put together with his creativity, makes him absolutely gold. I encourage you guys, if you podcast, if you're looking to start your own business, if you're looking for ideas, if you're looking to talk to one of the brightest people possible, you take a free consultant with Carl Gray, bro. I'm telling you, take advantage of this with Carl. He will inspire you, bro. He will light a fire underneath you that you have never felt before. The best thing you could ever do, man. Take him up on a free consultation. I love you, Carl, bro, and I thank God for you every day, my friend.
There we go. Yeah, so that was Vince Russo. If anybody watched the WWF during the 90s, he was the head writer who wrote for The Rock, Stone Cold. Well, Ryan Garrison was the writer for The Rock. But Stone Cold, DX, he was actually the reason that it became DX and all that stuff. So when wrestling went from boring to fun, it was because of him. And so he's been one of my clients for, since like the second part of COVID, when they started letting people go, but they wouldn't let them go. That was like right there, so like the end of 2020. And so we've actually done a revamp of his whole network, Vince Russo, the brand. And we're actually ready to launch something really, really special because he's going to actually start to teach people how to become television writers. So, that's what, like I said, there's never been a time in he's very controversial. A lot of people don't like him. And that's because he did things in wrestling that were very non-traditional. Like, he was a mold breaker, and y'all know, if y'all ever watched during that time, ain't been a time before or after where they did stuff like that. But it was never been a time where there were more eyes on the screen with it. And so a lot of the traditionalists don't like them and things of that nature. So we're actually going to use that now. And like, how do you become this heel in the word? Heel is like the bad guy, like the person that everybody wants to see lose, but he still makes money off of it, right? So, using that, and how to become a television writer. So he really good. He actually become a friend now. He calls me literally like almost every week, and I'm like, hey, wait, let me start the clock because I gotta bill you. Because he told this free consultation thing, that's only 15 minutes. So please don't get mad at me. I have to start this off. Remember I told you I warned y'all, right? Because I have to tear some things down before you go out there and start launching this stuff. Because I don't want you launching the wrong thing with the wrong stuff, but you probably have had some things in your mind that you were like, this is how it's supposed to be, and it's time to change it. Those who have worked with me, they know. I will sit there and be like, that is just wrong. They're like, no, God, don't tell me that. You must sell. You must sell. You must market, you must promote, but most of all, you must sell. We all wish that people just come to us and recognize our worth just by seeing us and us saying a couple of things, and then all of a sudden, hey, yeah, I want what you have, and I'll pay top dollar for it. That does not happen. It does not happen. How many times that happened to you? Anybody? Happened to me once. That was it, just one time. Otherwise, every other time I had to sell, it was hard sell, soft sell, whatever it is, you have to sell. Now, the truth is, I know how much you hate it. You know why? Because I did too. I was like, man, I don't want to do sales. I don't want to do sales. But it's not your fault. We've been programmed to hate sales. The word sale has become a four-letter word. It's like cussing. Like, I'm here to sell you something, because guess what? You know I'm here to sell you something, right? Y'all do know that. You do know by the end of this, I'm going to ask you for some money to do something. I just want you to know that. And I'm not ashamed to ask. But see, somewhere along the line, the essence of sales got tangled up in pushy salespeople, those calls during dinner, scam likely, spam. What? Who are you? And it's become associated with manipulation and coercion rather than what it truly is, an exchange of mutual value. I tell people all the time, no one will ever buy something for more than it's actually worth to them. People are like, yes, they will. People overpay for stuff all the time. That means it's worth it to them. It's like, really? Yes, it's worth it to them. And so you should never sell for less than it's worth for you to get out of your hands. You're not taking advantage of somebody if you're presenting a solution to their problem. If they decide that your price is too high for them, it's okay. If they decide that your product is not for them, it's just fine. But it's okay to sell. But I want to talk about the truth of the matter. Imagine for a moment, forget everything you've been taught, forget everything you felt, forget every time you decided to hang up on a sales call, hang up on a telemarketer, and they call back and they ask you for this and that. But let's talk about it. Let's say it's not about the actual transaction, but about starting conversations, understanding where people are, building relationships where both parties come out ahead. You're not taking, you're giving. You're not persuading, you're enlightening. You're not just selling, you're serving. You are empowering someone to make a decision. And the best way to serve and empower anyone is to help them to invest in themselves. Again, and you've probably heard this before, people who pay attention. You'll never be able to have somebody to reach their full potential if you keep doing it for free. Because they'll never have skin in the game. You'll feel the sacrifice. You can't want more for someone than they want for themselves. And that's what you're doing when you give it to them. When they say, oh, I don't have it. What I say is, I'll show you how to get it. I had someone call me the other day, and she wanted to do a discovery call, 15-minute discovery call. We talked, we did it. She said, oh, I love this. I just don't have the money. Can you work with me? I was like, what do you mean, can I work with you? like for free? She's like, yes, because, you see I'm doing this, it's great, I love that. I said, here's what I'll tell you to do. This is what I want you to do. And I gave her a play that I learned from somebody when I said the same thing. I said, I don't have it. Is there anything I can do? And I didn't ask them to give it to me for free. I thought it was gonna make me work for them. But what they did was, they told me to go sell. Okay. There's a scripture in the Bible. I told you I'm not a preacher, but I'm gonna go ahead and talk about this. There was an instance where there was a woman, right? And they were about to take her sons. And the prophet Elijah showed up, right? He said, about to take my sons. I don't know what to do. He said, my husband was the prophet. He died, and he had a lot of debt, and they about to take my sons. So what do I do? He said, here's what you do. What do you have? I said, what do you have in your house? That's the first thing you got to ask people. Like, what do you have? And I'm asking y'all that. What do you have? That's what I'm telling you right now. What do you have? And then she said, I have nothing except for oil. She did not appreciate what she had. The prophet saw that it was good. I'm sorry, I'm not preaching, I promise. The prophet saw that it was worth something. So what he said was, okay, great. So here's what you do. You take that oil. You go to all of your neighbors and you borrow pots. And borrow not a few. He said, borrow not a few. He said, then you stop pouring. You just stop pouring that oil into them pots. And what the scripture says is that when she did that, the oil did not stop running until she ran out of pots. So what she had in her was enough until she ran out of people to reach out to with. What you have in you is enough. You just have to generate leads. You have to go to the right people. It won't run out as long as you keep making offers. So that's what I told her to do. I told her to do that. She already made 3 sales of something she has not even created yet. I said, this is what you do. That's my 4 days of launch program when I did that. That's how I started my photography business. I had never taken a professional picture before. I had a camera for a couple of years, that gotten pretty good. And I said, I want to make some money off it. Let me see what I can do. So I created my 4 days of launch program through that. But it wasn't on purpose. It was like, hey, I told people, I sent out emails, and I said, hey, I'm starting a photography business. And I said, and I'm sending this to you and only you. Not everybody, this is exclusive. And I'm sending it to you because I think you're photogenic and you're good for my brand. I said, I need you to help me start this business. So please, if you don't mind, can you give me a $37 deposit? The whole shoot will be $75. Easy. And I had this bunch of stuff back when you had CDs, right? I was like, I'm gonna burn it on the CD, I'm gonna edit it, you're gonna get this, that, and the other. I overpromised like a mug. Like now I would never do that again. Never go that cheap for that much. But I didn't know, just starting a business. So by the end of that week, I had $3,000 in commitments. I had over $1,000 in the bank for a shoot I had never done. I hadn't done it yet. You know what limited me? How many people I sent it to? Of course, everybody didn't say yes. Just like when she asked for those pots, everybody didn't say yes. But there were people that I knew needed something. So I was like, oh, I needed some headshots. There are people who still use my pictures today from 10 years ago. When I did that shoot, I'd be like, yo, you still use this picture? I've gotten better. I mean, I don't shoot anymore like that, but yeah. So that's where you want to look at it. That's how you want to look at it. To save your life, start helping people. To get to where you want to go, start helping people. But now we got to figure out. So how many of y'all ready to sell? Can I get the hands a little higher? I need the hands higher. There we go. I need some high hands. Y'all ready to sell? You're ready to help people get what they want, right? We talked about, remember I said I bolded that for a reason. The greatest salesman of our time said, you can have anything you want in life by helping people get what they want. He sold, though. He didn't give it away. Promise. I read his autobiography. He didn't give anything. So what do you think gets customers to buy? Throw it out there. Everybody say, what do you think gets customers to buy? What reasons? Well, just give me reasons. Discounts, promotions, anything? Need, okay. What else? Connections, okay. They know you, all right, good. All reasons, right? So, how many thought that, like affordability, think so? Yeah. The process, you tell them about the process that you do and all that kind of stuff. The effort, they see you working hard, like, yo, you get paid for the work that you do. You deserve it because you don't put in all that time and effort. It's transactional, like you just made it, like, hey, it's a transaction. I got it, you got it. And then logic, they actually thought about it and it made sense, right? Don't get mad at me. You're wrong. We're all wrong. I was wrong. I thought the same thing. It was like, yeah, like if I bring my prices down, people gonna buy. If I make it affordable, they're gonna buy, right? If I get them to think about what I'm doing, they're gonna buy. Yeah, it's crazy. It's wrong. Affordability is a race to the bottom. You never want to be in a race to the bottom. Unless you're Walmart. Walmart goes on value. But none of us are Walmart. What they do is, they actually have a race to the top because they kick everybody else out. That's their goal. Goal to be the only game in town. But affordability is a race to the bottom, and it doesn't help anybody. Your process. See now, some people may buy on your process, but that requires a lot of education. You have to do one of these seminars every day for somebody to tell them all the stuff that you go through to do what you do, right? Because they don't care about your process. Effort. You assume they care about you. They don't care. They don't care. So they don't. Transactions, that puts the onus on the customer. It's like, hey, I want you to, you do it because you do it. No, you can't do that. That's not serving. We can't do that. And logic, yeah, that's just wrong. As pragmatic of a person as I am, I'm a serial pragmatist. Not even I make my purchases based off of logic. I know. So we're going to talk about it. I'm going to change it now. We're going to start with logic. Because everybody purchases based on emotion. Like I said, I endeavor to be the most pragmatic person on the planet. I want people to talk to me and get nothing but logic out of them. I love logic. People know this, but I'm going to tell you a secret. I only use the logic to make me feel better about my decisions. Because if I feel like it's logical, then I'll do it. But nobody thinks their way to buying stuff. They feel their way to doing it. Every purchase is emotional. So you think about it that way, the rest of those will make sense. Now don't just watch, believe me. So here's what you should be appealing to, right? So on the screen, number 1, avoiding pain. That is the number 1 reason why people will buy from you. Avoiding pain. Now, if the pain could be loss of money, loss of resources, loss of time, right? Those are ones that really stick out. Disappointment is a pain. Like, I didn't get my child didn't able to have the party wasn't good because I didn't have the right event planner. It's that simple, avoiding pain. Promoting pleasure. We all love pleasure. So when you show them the pain, you give them the opposite of the pleasure. Transformation. I said I was going to talk to you all about how I made 6 figures in a week, right? All about transformation. It was all about transformation. I told the client that I would transform. It was something I should have been paying for. I should have been paying to have the space at Oxon Hill High School. Chris was one of my coaches for my entrepreneur camp, right? I should have been paying for that space because they rented out to people. But what I said, and I should have had to pay for transportation. But I told them, I said, if you can get the students there, I don't care what place you pick, I will transform that place into a business incubator. They used the rest of their budget on me. They used the rest of their budget on me. And then said, what else can you do? I said, well, I also do hacking. Okay, wait, can you do this over here? That's what got me over the six-figure mark. It would have been $130-something thousand in a week of checks. Like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. Remember what I told you at the beginning, you can't rest on that? I rested on it. I didn't push it. I could have easily flipped it over and over again and took it other places. I didn't do it. I should have. Now I'm doing it. It's coming. It's working. It's working now, but I could have done it initially. But that transformation was what convinced them. You know, and then I said, I'm going to transform your students into business people. And if you go to youngentrepreneur.academy.net, you'll see the news that showed what we did. Bless you. The news covered it, and now these students are getting all types of stuff. I'm like, good gracious, y'all didn't break me off now? I helped you out. Results. People want to know the results. They don't care about your process. They want the results. Value, not cost. People pay for value, not affordability. You don't want to race to the bottom. How many of you have on something that is probably a lower price option? Like, do you have on shoes? Are there shoes that cost less than your shoes? Value. That's what I'm saying. So you bought on value. It wasn't on affordability. Like, otherwise, nobody would drive a luxury car. No one would. Guess what? None of us would get our hair done. Because it's expensive for no reason. It don't mean nothing. It's just there. See, exactly. What you say? What you say?
That's not true.
Why is it not true?
Because you need your hair done.
Why?
Because you gotta look nice. Like you're a parent, you need to look like something.
So you value how you look?
Yes, you better.
You what? You what?
You better.
You better what?
Value how you look.
Better what?
Value how you look.
What's the word up there? Value. They don't care. Ease. People want stuff to be easy for them. Like when I for the Launchpad, what we've created is, we talk about how, you actually have to market. You have to market. And that's something that blows people all the time. Like, I don't want to reach out. So what we do is we make it easy. We have automation. It sends out emails, sends out texts. If anybody goes to dmvbusiness.net, I use .net a lot. If you go to dmvbusiness.net, you'll be thrown into my funnel. Like, I have a 35-page guide on how to market your businesses in the DMV, right? And it actually works for any area, but I talked about here because I'm from here and I know my target market. And so once you do that, you're on my phone, you get, like, it's marketing to people, plain and simple. Convenience, like I said, goes right along with ease. They'll pay for convenience. When my housekeeper comes and cleans, I don't care how much she charges. I don't ask her until she's finished how much it's going to cost. Because convenience. It's a lot more convenient for me. Speed. Like I said, that's why we do launches, because speed is necessary. Speed is very, very, very necessary. Lower risk. I told y'all I'm a hacker. Ethical hacker, that is. There's really no reason to pay for a penetration test outside of the fact that you want to lower the risk of getting hacked. Yes, a penetration test is the same as an ethical hack. I saw some faces. And so basically what it is, we go in and we, assess the risk and we tell them how to fix it. That lowers the risk. They'll pay for it a lot. All right? So I want you to write down some emotional appeals real quick. What are you doing to help your customers avoid pain? How are you promoting pleasure? And you can take a screenshot of this if you want to, because I'm not sending out my presentation. What is the value of your product and service? And those who went through my Perfect Offer program, we really delved into how to create value. How is it easier than what they're used to? Because most of the time, people are doing something and they just want an easier way. It's like, oh my gosh, I'll pay for an easier way. How's it more convenient than what they've been trying? How can you increase the speed in which they achieve? And what are you doing to lower their risk? Answer these questions and you will not lose. Remember, I said my goal is to make it hard and difficult for you to fail. You answer these questions, you'll start caring more about your clients than you will about your pockets. And they'll feel that and they'll give you whatever you want every time. Does anybody need to take a picture? I'm gonna go to the next slide. You don't mind? Touch your neighbor and say, neighbor, write this down for me. So here's some of my emotional appeals, right? Avoiding pain. You're no longer at the mercy of financial ebbs and flows. With our strategic guidance, you'll navigate past common pitfalls, turning what were once obstacles into victories for your business. That's how we launch, right? Because most of the time it's like, hey, I'm at the ebbs and flows of the people that I know. How do they feel about it? Because most people never get out of the friend zone. They never get out of the friend zone. Promoting pleasure. We help you to amplify your business's profits so you can freely provide for your family, enjoy and experience financial freedom. That's important, We used to have something in about luxuries and stuff. But hey, that's some people. Some people like, you might want to take that out. Like, all right, whatever. Still, if you want luxury, get luxury, right? Creating transformation. You are poised for a revolution. Our strategies are the catalyst for your transformation from aspiring entrepreneur to industry leader, making your vision of success an everyday reality. You don't always want to be emerging. You don't always want to be at startup phase. You don't always want to be struggling, right? Who wants to always be struggling? I know there's some people who they kind of like that stuff. They be like, yeah, I'm in the struggle, I'm grinding. I'm like, I feel you. Don't do it forever. Don't do it forever. Like one of my, he's my mentor in my mind, but also paid for his stuff. This man plays golf 4 days a week and makes almost 9 figures a year. She's like, I ain't grinding no more. I'm 60 years old. See what I'm saying? You write that down. That's what you want. Right. And look, Dr. Gray, let me tell you something. You retired into this year with your stuff. I'm gonna tell you that. Now I'll sit in the back and I'm like, yo, she should not work another day in her life. Not hard at least. She'd be all about interviews and talking if I was her. So where was I? Did I talk about transformation? I did that one, right? Okay, great. Convenience, right? I bring you a cohesive, all-in-one service platform that combines cutting-edge technology, personalized coaching, and a supportive community, all designed around your convenience and success. So basically, I'm just kind of give you a peek into the Launch Academy. What it is a coaching program. I teach you 12 ways to launch a product or service continuously. And you pick which ones you want, which month you want to do it, right? And we tell you exactly what you need to do. We host what we call a Launchpad. Depending on which package you pick, my team will design everything for you from and we talked about, and I was going to do it later, I'll talk about it now, the website versus the funnel. We don't do websites at all. I don't have a website. Carl doesn't have a website. If you go to launchwithcarl.com, it's a bunch of funnels. All you do is just click a whole bunch of funnels because right now, no one cares about your business. They only care about what your business can do for them. And so when you show up on my site, the first thing you see on every last one of my headlines is what we're going to do for you. Go to Amazon right now. No, to go to Amazon right now. I'm going to tell you. You can ask me right now because you've been to Amazon before. Where's their About Us page? Where is Jeff Bezos' bio? Where is his picture? That was dope. He said Forbes magazine. That's where his picture is. Forbes magazine. We spend all this time wanting websites for brochure purposes. This is not 1999 where people just want to find a www and go there and look and read stuff. You get 5 seconds at most to get somebody to take an action, or they're gonna leave. You're gonna be a tab open. They might even be interested, but you're gonna be a tab until Chrome says time to relaunch, and then when it relaunches, and then the memory gets too low, guess what you gotta do? Close windows, and guess what will be the first window they close? Yours. Why? Because you did not have a call to action. You did not have a way to get their information. You did not have something that was of interest to them. You did not have something to buy. All you had was interesting to you, which is your bio. My services. I have services, I promise. You ask me, I'll tell you. But it's not on my website. You go to my website, you're gonna find one problem, one product on one platform. I don't say everything that I do. Speed of achievement. You deserve to see results quickly, and that's what I aim to deliver. Our strategy is designed to speed up your growth trajectory, which is why we continuously launch. Always be launching. But first, you gotta create your avatar. Now, hey, I'm not going through that today. It's in chapter 2 of the book. Look at chapter 2 of the book. I gave you a book. You create your avatar in there. There's a worksheet. Go to my website. Get all that kind of stuff. We're not gonna build an avatar today because I ain't got time. I knew we were gonna have time, which is why I was like, hey, guess what? It's great. But we're gonna talk about a pyramid scheme. Oh, shucks now. I told you, I'm here to break some stuff, y'all. Like we associate stuff because somebody told us that it was wrong. When you hear pyramid scheme, you think somebody's trying to get you. A scheme ain't nothing but a way to make something happen. What is a scheme? It's a plan or program, especially a crafty or secret one. Everybody don't gotta know what you do. It's a systematic or organized configuration. Like my color scheme, blue, silver, black, and white. A concise statement, a graphic sketch or outline. And well, mine is all three. It's not the fourth one. Not a sketch or outline. Actually, you know what? It might be. We'll talk about it later. But what is an avatar? Be real quick. It's the context of business marketing, detailed profile. Like I said, the bottom says chapter 2 of my book, 7-Day Business Plan, goes deeper. But what I want to talk about is beyond the book. And so what I always do is, when I create an avatar, I create an avatar, right? So I created this in Midjourney. This is Michael. This is one of my avatars, right? Meet Michael. And I know Michael. This is not a bullet point. When I talked about mastering your avatar, this is what Michael wants needs. He's a go-getter. He scaled the corporate ladder with the same tenacity as he's shown back in his college days, with a solid job and a loving family, with a picture of success. But as he gazed at his children, he was haunted by the desire for more. More, not just for himself, but for them. His children were growing up fast, and he couldn't help but ponder the legacy he'd leave behind. We're going through all this. Like, this is how you master your avatar. You have to care about them. This is a part of your blueprint. Your blueprint for success is knowing the people that you're going to serve and helping them. Now, I'm going to tell y'all the truth. This came out of ChatGPT. Y'all know that, right? I'm not ashamed to tell you. But it's only because I told ChatGPT about my avatar. Because I know that Bama. I was like, ChatGPT, what you need to know to create me a narrative about my avatar? It asked me a bunch of questions I could answer, every single one of them. And then I started adding stuff. I know what this Bama likes to watch on TV, okay? Not because of me, because he can't. I ain't got no kids. And I go all the way through. I even talk about that's when Michael discovered Launch with Carl, a platform designed to aspiring entrepreneurs like him. It promised not just to offer solutions, but to walk him through the labyrinth of starting and growing a business. It was time for Michael to invest in himself. You know, I wasn't finished, right? This was my first one. I had to go ahead and, gotta make Ashley. If you went to Hampton, everybody's name was Ashley. So yeah, meet Ashley. Resume accomplishments, master's degree, a career that many would envy. She's done everything by the book, but if you ask her, she'll say her greatest achievement walks around on 2 legs. She cares about them kids more than anything. How many mothers we got in here? What is the most important thing to you? Huh? Like they don't want to admit it. Like I'm sick of them. Get out of my house. But you know it's them, especially when they're young, because you know, like you saw, like this age, oh yeah, it's the best. Yeah, like she's so cute. But then like, that's because you know, you got a few. With the first couple, you was straight. I remember. But then I talk about everything. This is how you master your avatar. Like most people will sit there and they'll try to say, I'm gonna get ages 18 to 35. What 18 and 35-year-old you know like the same stuff? That only works for television demographics. Master that avatar. And we're gonna go even deeper into it later when we talk about a pyramid scheme. Like I said, Ashley had a 3-pager, right? But then once you defined your avatar, you identify their pain points. I said that's the number one thing. What keeps them up at night? What makes them anxious on a daily basis? Now, mind you, some of these things might not be directly related to what you do, but if you know them, you can talk to them, you can still tap into it a little bit. Hit those pain points with questions, right? Let's talk about a little bit of these questions here. One of the best ways to help people see the benefit is when you ask them questions to see how bad they want and need what you have. Remind them of what is unattainable now, but can be easily attained in the future. That's what the questions are about. You know, how many of you would like to have your business bring in at least $10,000 a month? How many of y'all would like it to be easier than you ever thought? How many of you all do it now? It's a lot easier than you think. We're gonna synthesize it. I'm gonna have to do it fast too. But then we hit these pain points with questions, right? How many times have you wanted to invest in your business but couldn't because you didn't have the money? How often have your children wanted a gift, vacation, etc., but you couldn't give it to them because the funds weren't there? I'm not asking you these questions I have. Have you ever felt embarrassed because you knew you didn't have the money to get something that everyone knew you wanted or needed? Have you ever seen someone else's success and felt a bit of regret because you know that it could have been yours? Now, you flip those pain points into pleasure, right? You say, hey, imagine having the financial freedom to invest in your business whenever an opportunity arises, propelling your business forward without financial constraints. Imagine those days where you just like, yes, I need to do this. I need to write this check, write that check. You know, if you've been in business any amount of time and you have clicked on an ad about your business and you've wanted to invest in something, like imagine like, yes, I want that, I'm gonna buy it. Or you're okay with doing a discovery call knowing that the person's gonna ask you for something. They're gonna ask you for an investment. You're not sitting there scared of it anymore, which you shouldn't be scared of it anyway, because you at least want to know what they're offering. Envision the joy and pride you feel when your children, when you can give your children not just gifts, but memorable and valuable experience like vacations, thanks to a thriving, profitable business. Feeling the satisfaction and confidence that comes from being able to afford and enjoy the things you always wanted, openly celebrating your success with those who cheer you on, and visualize yourself as a success story that you admire. Instead of looking at other people, look at the one that you admire, backing the accomplishments you've earned, and enjoying the fruits of your labor, knowing that your hard work has just paid off. You see how I flipped every pain point into an imagination now? It's like, oh, this is because it's all possible. If you have an extra $10,000 a month in your pocket, it's easy, right? It's $120K a year, easy. So I got a question for y'all. I need y'all to, so these, out of these four, the ones that I said, imagine having financial freedom, envision the joy and pride you feel when your children can get gifts, feeling satisfaction and confidence, visualize yourself as a success story. Which one do you think stands out the most? Like that would hit somebody the hardest? Give me a guess. The second one? Second one? First one? How many people say the first one? 1, 2, 3, 4. How many people say the second? All right, cool. So we go, dang, I was wrong. I tried, y'all. It was like 60-40. So I had a guess. I was like, look, I'm gonna jump out there. I ain't scared. I ain't scared to be wrong. I know I'm smart. My mama love me. I was like, my guess was at least 70% would say that the one that stood out would be the one about the children and gifts, right? Don't ask me how I know. It's an ancient Kentland secret. That I can't tell you. Actually, if you join the Launchpad, I'll teach you how I knew. Because I knew exactly what it was going to be, right? It's all mind tricks. Yes. Then you identify what stopped them in the past. Starting and stopping. Every time you start and stop, you actually end up further behind because you lose momentum. Like, oh, I've done it so many times. Like, nope, I'm gonna chill, or something don't go right. You know, everybody got that little quit spot, that quit number, where it ain't go that, you got these many no's, I ain't doing it no more, I gotta figure something else out. Nah, you may succeed with another blow. Rest if you must, but don't quit. Retreating. You feel good about yourself after an event like this, then you go back to doing what you've always done because deep down you don't really believe you can achieve it. You're scared. Commitment aversion. We know what that is. Like, I ain't trying to say I'm gonna do it and I'm not gonna do it. Because you haven't forgiven yourself yet. Talked about that earlier. Forgive yourself from the mistakes of the past. Analysis paralysis. Thinking too much. Overconsumption without actually implementing has you feeling stuck in your business and in your life. And then you let fear win. Self-doubt, worry about the future, past mistakes, false self-assumptions. All of those things can happen and mess you up. We're gonna do a really, really, really quick break. We'll take over. What do you want? What do you want? You gotta make that decision. Do you want to be successful? Do you want your business to thrive? Or do you want to stick with the status quo? It's your choice. Now, like I said, one of my goals, and I'm glad we asked the question, is to get to that 10K mark. But let's talk about why that mark is important, right? Like, why do you pick that number? Why do you pick 5 figures? It's psychological, but it's also a couple of other things about it. Financial stability. Most businesses, when they reach that amount, there's an amount of stability that they have where they can just, it works. Things work. You can invest, you can do all that type of stuff. You don't feel scared when you're doing it consistently, Number 2, market validation. When you say I have a 6-figure business, you say I'm bringing in 5 figures a month, people listen, they pay attention. Opportunity for expansion. Once you hit that figure, you're able to better invest. You're probably smart with it. Again, I'm not saying like you get hit 10,000 once. When you have a plan and systems in place that constantly bring that in, it's just a lot easier to expand your business. You're able to take a little bit more chances. Increased business resilience. Again, you have things, it's because of what you have in place that you can bounce back, you can change, you can move around. Credibility. Like I said, I had a 6-figure business. Oh, great. That's amazing. And one of the things about it is, as you start, your algorithm starts to change, you'll see things that when you say that you bring in at least $10,000 a month, there are certain deals you can get with contractors, with service providers and things of that nature. Like, if a business brings in $10,000 a month, there are some ad companies that will work with you just based off of commission. There are some, setters and closers. So you don't even have to do the marketing anymore. And they'll only work on commission because you have a proven methodology. Reinvestment. Very important to reinvest in your business. You can do that better. Instead of, investing in oh gosh, help me. It attracts talent. You no longer have to get and I appreciate, the virtual assistants, but when you have somebody that's right next to you, you get you that fractional CMO, that fractional COO, fractional CFO, that helps you to think. We were talking about this earlier, having somebody to think with you in your business is important. It's all part of the game. Confidence. I did that. It wasn't. Yeah. I was like, yeah. And I didn't even press F7. Yep. Social proof. I make this amount. All that's important. But most of all, it's the key to exponential growth because it often waters itself. Once you reach that, you don't stay there. You won't stay there because the system that you have put in place, from the lead generation, from making offers, quality delivery, it has no choice but to grow. It has no choice but to grow. Like trees, they keep getting bigger. Then when it dies, like, oh wait, it's more. Oh wait, it's more. Every year, it keeps happening. So how do you make 5 figures a month, right? Went through it like this. So you can sell one product, $1 product, a $1 product to 10,000 people. Or $2 product, 5,000 people, 10. I mean, it's really that simple. You can really do this. Most of the time, these are informational. Something to just help somebody to see something, understand something, a little bit of education. Then you get down here and you get the $50 products, just 200 people. That's not as hard as you think. All the way up to $1,000, 10 people, right? 10 people a month. At $1,000 product, you're at 10,000. And then, of course, there's that one for 10K. One person at $10,000. Do that every month. Just that simple. It's just that simple. Which do you think is easier, selling the $1 item or the $10,000 item? Everybody says that, right? But how many of y'all have a $10,000 offer? You got one back there. Think about it. Like, yes, it's a trick question. We're like, yeah. So it's not a trick question. Y'all know. So the answer. Yeah, y'all know the answer. $10,000, it's a lot easier. Because if you spent 8 hours a day and all you did was find people and offer them a $10,000 product, if you did that 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, 4 weeks a month, you could do it. You might be blown. You're like, oh gosh, again. Because you get a whole lot of no's, because some people just ain't got it. You got to find the person who's willing to make the investment, all that type of stuff. But you would do it. But the problem with that is you spend all your time selling, and you be like, I don't even know how to deliver. I don't have time to deliver, right? So I have a recommendation, right? Recommendation as a business solution architect. Have a $1,000 or more offer. It's a process. Something that you can sell to 10 people a month, right? That's my recommendation. Everybody should have it. Number one, it simplifies the revenue target, right? Easy math. You can focus on fewer sales. Because trying to get 10,000 people to get $100, to get a $1 product is hard than a mug. You'll probably, if you reach 10,000 people, you might get 100 of them to actually buy it. I would go to that same 100 and sell them a $1,000 product, get 10 of them. Efficiency in marketing and sales efforts. Concentrated effort. Again, we talked about being able to focus on the individual that you're talking to. Get a high ROI, right? It creates foundation. You can see outside, right? It builds trust, leverages customer base. In case y'all don't know, my virtual assistant is in America right now. And so she normally does my spell checking and all that stuff. She's from the Philippines, flew here right before Thanksgiving, and she's supposed to be here for a week, her and her fiance, and I think I paid her too much because she hasn't left yet. She said she's going back home on the 15th of January. I said, let freedom ring. I need you back over there, Johnny. Good gracious alive. Customer commitment. Again, people who pay attention. When somebody drops 4 figures, they better listen to you. They've made an investment. Humans don't like to be proven wrong. We don't like to be wrong. And so it actually helps them to perform better. You want people to perform better with what you give them. They'll take care of it. Like, if you have an expensive purse, expensive shoes, that company knows you're going to take care of it. They don't have to tell you. You'll ask them how. What do I need? What must I do? Because you care about it. But if you got them joints, just found, I don't really care. I don't really care. And then, of course, it's scalable. Number one, as you get better results, you can automatically raise your price because you get better at it. And people won't bat an eye at it. And then, like I said, people getting results from something they paid 4 figures for, they're happy about it. And they'll cut a whole promo talking about, you're the smartest man on God's green earth. He's never met me in person. And mind you, the people that he's worked with and known, and I'm the first person he calls. Except for on the Sabbath. He said, don't call me on the Sabbath, bro. All right? Next. Again, we talked about this earlier. Where's your lead generation right now? How do you get clients? Word of mouth is most dependable, but it's the hardest to get. Hey, can you leave me a testimonial? Yeah, I got you. Can you recommend 10 people? I got you. I got a timeshare, one of my timeshares, right, at Master Nothing. Them mamas call me all the time, asking me if I could recommend people. I'm like, no, we'll give you $100. Yeah, but then people are like, you gave my number out. I don't look, if you got my number, don't give my number to nobody. Please, I'm begging you. My personal number. Poor offer. And when I say poor offer, most of the time it's one of 2 reasons. You're charging too little and you're not showing value. You're showing process. Show value, show the transformation. And then low confidence in delivery. Again, because probably overselling, overpromising. We're like, dang, this ain't worth it no more. Run out of time. So, have you ever heard of avatar zones? Anybody? Good, because I made it up. Great, I'm so happy. I was like, yes, nobody heard of this before. But I created this myself. There are different avatar zones, and I'm almost done. Like we talk about, oh shoot, I got 4 minutes? Dang, okay. So, y'all had to do a discovery call with me. We got to talk. But zone 4, casually curious, categorically curious, meaning they're like, oh, I've heard about this, You have categorically interested, like, I think I want to do this. Then you have zone 3, they've dabbled, but not quite, they're a dabbler. Haven't quite, just tried a specific niche. And then zone 1, this is the ones you really, really, really want, right? They know they need a solution like yours. And they've tried and they have not gotten optimum results. Sometimes we call that failure, but they don't want to admit it. But they failed over and over and over again, and you are their solution. Every month, they get less and less in revenue because they're not coding right. Their daughter can't do well in school, and they sit there, they talk to them every day, but they don't know how to talk to them. They don't know what to say. Even not gonna talk about how many times somebody try to make a dress on their own. Exactly, that face right there. Gordon Gartrell. Denise! That's all look, that's yours. Go get it and just point it all the time. Like, unless you wanna look like this only work for Theo Huxtable. Denise! I love that, right? So many trainings will tell you to just focus on zone 1. Now there's some merit to that. Only go after the big boys. That's cool, because that's where the big bucks are, big results, all that. However, I wanna show you how using this scheme can help you develop a business that's always drawing people in and creating true success. Yo, I break paradigms all the time. I know what people say, but like, yo, different. So, got the avatar pyramid. At the bottom, the most don't even matter, the most oblivious. General population, you can't focus too much there. If they find you, they find you, they don't. Cannot get everybody. No one gets everybody. Amazon only gets 1 out of 5. So if Amazon can only get 1 out of 5, who you think you are? Don't worry about trying to get everybody. Categorically curious. Start here. Give information. Some type of freebie. Like I said, go to dmvbusiness.net and you'll see my information. These people will trade their information for yours. If you got something valuable to them, they give you their email address and phone number. Create a squeeze page. I'm giving you your blueprint. So this is what you want to do. Create a squeeze page with something free. Don't care what it is, a checklist, a guide, a list, something, don't care, a how-to. Then we have your low-level dabbler, the categorically interested. You give them a high-level freebie that causes them to actually do something, right? And then makes them want to reach out to you. Or you give them a tripwire low-ticket offer, which costs something. Mine is my book. I gave it to y'all for free, but normally it costs, right? Then you have your high-level dabbler. Like you give them a group coaching with low risk, something, a little bit cheap. They just come together, they talk, and they get stuff off because everybody needs community. You know what I'm saying? This is something around $300, $400 a month. They need it. It's continuity, or it's anything with low risk. Then you got your perfect customer. You give them your core offer, your premium value offer. Something intense, like those intense masterminds where you go away for 3 days in the beach or the woods or the snow, and everybody comes out hype. Folks have made a bunch of deals, and everybody comes out within the next 6 months, they all millionaires. That's what you do. You create that. This is the avatar pyramid. I came up with myself because these are all of these have elements of your avatar. You just touch on them at a larger base, right? Some of these people in category 4, you can give them all this and they'll never leave here. That's fine. It's okay. Don't be worried about that. Some here, they'll never leave here. They'll keep buying your 99-cent offers over, your $99, your $17. Every time you drop something for $7, they'll buy it. And you be like, okay, and then the thank you page says, set up an appointment to talk. Well, you gonna try to sell them on something bigger, and they never show up. Like, okay, that's cool. But like, look, eventually what they're gonna do is, they're gonna stop signing up for it, which is fine. You get the $7, you're good. They'll never move up to actually talking to you, group coaching, all that type of stuff. But see, these people right here, they appreciate you. They appreciate what you have to give. They appreciate, these are your people right here. They're gonna build your confidence. You're gonna get a little bit more profit from them. You're helping them to see change. They're making a bigger investment. Then your perfect customer. My perfect customer pays $12,000. They have to. For me to build out your business model, it's $12,000. It used to be lower. It's not anymore. Yesterday's price is not today's price. You know why? Because I got better. I get better results now. It has nothing to do with me. It has all to do with them. And for me to get better results, I need more work out of them. And the more they pay attention. I dare you to raise your price on something that requires somebody else to do something with you. I dare you to raise your price in your coaching program. I dare you to raise the price on the events. I dare you. Watch what happens. Watch the better results that you get. The courses from these teachers. Watch how many of them get these certifications. Or if you're charging the school system, the quality that they send to you. How much more they're willing to invest. Your events. Now, yes, you need to make sure you're increasing the value proposition for them, but I dare you to raise your prices, right? Man, okay, I'm gonna finish up. I'm gonna show y'all mine because I said I was gonna do that. So, like I said, the categorically curious, that's the DMV marketing guide that I did. My low-level dabblers, the 7-day business plan, the 4 days to launch, my 5-day challenges. I'm ready to do another one of those. High-level dabbler group coaching, one-off sessions, where you pay, $500 for an hour, where we talk and build something out for you real quick, and you get the recording. Then we have, my done with you, where basically I do 65% of the work, you do 15, and then the other remaining we do together, 30, 20 we do together. And then my premium value offers and all that type of stuff. Those are my perfect customers. And then the Launch Academy, those who really want to get into the Launch Academy and you want, not only do you want the one-on-one coaching, you want the group coaching, You want your launch pads built for you. And a launch pad, like we said, it's not just a website. It's the funnel. It's the sales funnel. We do the automation. We even help you to create the graphics and things, because what I've learned is, like, all of these programs will tell you so much to do that you just don't know how to do. How many of y'all are graphic artists? Exactly, 2. But they were like, create this. Just go on Canva and do this. Canva ain't that great, and it ain't even that easy. It's easy-ish. Especially if you want quality out of it. But, you know, we build all that stuff out for you, right? So, last but not least, there are 3 types of offers: low ticket, say introductory. You want to think about these: online, masterclass, workshop, affiliates, all that type of stuff. Your core offer is $5,000 to $3,000. That's an online course. $500 to $3,000 online course, coaching program, hands-on service, some type of continuity program. Continuity is an excellent thing to do. And then you have your high-ticket offer. They can go anywhere from $3,000 to 6 figures. And even above. Like, that's actually, I know people who sell, I'm not there yet. Maybe it's just my confidence, I don't know. But I'm gonna get there, watch, by the end of this year. Watch, somebody going, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, yeah, I got the thing that I do with the campus stuff, but I'm talking about a one-on-one joint, like that. I'm gonna get there, watch. Don't just watch, believe me, yes, sir. So, okay, we pretty much, let me see. Yeah, we're not gonna get to this part. It's a whole lot that I wanted to share with y'all. So I'll explain to you what the Launchpad looks like, what the Launch Academy looks like, and you can decide what you want to do with it. So essentially, it is a coaching program, right? It is when we come together twice a month. At the beginning of the month, we talk about what you're going to launch, right? How you want to do it, what you want to put out there. And, we zoom through it. Like, every launch is 4 days. Every launch is 4 days. It takes commitment, an hour a day to do stuff, right? But it gets easier every time you do it because you get more information. You already have an audience, that type of stuff. Then at the end of the month, we meet again to kind of debrief. And also, so you get that final push. You talk about, like, what happened, what didn't I do, what's going right, what's going wrong. And, when you're in community, people start talking and they tell you, like, hey, maybe you should try this, maybe you should try that, to get that push to really where you want to go. Because even if you are doing well, just get more. Like, what's better than another sale, right? Just keep going and keep getting them. So that's what the program is. That is what the Academy is. We teach you the 12 ways to launch your program from launching one to many. You do one-on-one. You do re-engaging your list. It's a bunch of them that we talk about. And anybody who wants to sit down and talk to me about it, I will do a discovery call with you this week. And what I was going to offer you today, I will offer the entire week. And then also, so that's what you're paying for. But we also decided, again, like I said, looking at what my clients and my market needs, it's the tech side. It's like, Carl, I've never even heard of a funnel for real. I've seen it, but what is a funnel? How does it work? So we build that. That's what the Launchpad is. You get a Launchpad. It is the funnel along with the text marketing and also the email marketing and appointment scheduling. So you can cancel your Calendly. If you're paying that $8 a month, you ain't got to do that no more, right? So we put all of that together, and we help you we build it out with you. So again, there are 2 levels. So we'll show you exactly how to do it. For those who may have a virtual assistant and things like that, we will help you to build that out. So also what comes with it, because again, I'm sitting here like, okay, what do my people need? What have I already developed? And I told y'all about how, like, I was talking earlier about how I've actually done courses when nobody was there. Because I spent so time building, I didn't market, but I made myself say I was going to do something on a day, so I did it anyway. And so I got a bunch of stuff. So I do a training on how to actually create a full high-value offer. I'm throwing that in there for y'all. So how do you create a high-value offer? How do you get people to pay you 5 figures for something? at least 5,000. Like, how do you get that? You know, what goes there? Then, you know, also a core offer, a freebie, like all of the things that are necessary, giving you templates. It does come with the Launch with Carl GPT. So you can talk to it like you're talking to me, right? It might not tell us good jokes, but it'll still be there for you to give you good information, because I train it, and I actually train it every other day with new things. Like, I never stop giving you information, right? So it's always updating. Yes, so, and from there, you know, we really try to make it as easy as possible. You get the 4 days of launch. So every program that I've created to this point, you get. You even get Learn from a Hacker in case you want to become an ethical hacker, right? Like, it's like, you know, everything, I'm like, you know, I'm putting it all there because my entire team is moving everything I have from one system to this Launchpad. And for as long as you're a part, you don't have to pay for hosting. The good thing about the launch pads are, you know how you do one in February, one in January. So when February starts, January doesn't end. It's still there. It keeps going, generating your list, growing your list, and all of that stuff. But again, I will talk to you more about it. If you would like to meet with me, go to discovery.launchwithcarl.com. That's discovery.launchwithcarl.com. We'll see if you're a good fit for it. And I'm just gonna tell you this: the price I'm giving, like, and my people know. People who know me, they know how much I'll be charging. Like, Portia who just left, she's already a premium client. She's in. She's been in, and she paid a lot. She knows she paid a lot. She knows she paid a lot, but she getting a lot too. Notice she came here from Virginia Beach. She'll be here, right? But yeah, that's how it works. The goal, honestly, is so the first month, what we primarily do is build the infrastructure. Like, you know, we start with, you know, understanding what your core offer is going to be, and we build everything around. When I talked about, like I said, most people will tell you only to, let me go back here, only to focus on the top. I want you to have all of these. You know why? Because all of these are revenue generating. While you focus on just like getting appointments and selling your $1,000 offer, people are still buying this. They're still paying you $27 every time they go to your website to get something. They're getting on your appointment. They're coming to your events. You're building that list. You're having a continuity. You're having a nurturing campaign that helps people to grow, right? And I can tell you right now, when I talked to my coach about this, he told me I should charge no less than $3K for it. I'm charging a lot less than $3K for it. A whole lot less. And so, you know, I would, you know, that's because, and people who know me know my heart, my desire. My goal in life is to rebuild Black Wall Street, not just the place, but the mindset. And I know that there are gaps between where my people are and where they want and need to be. And it's not their fault. Like, I was just blessed to be able to go to a number of different trainings. I was in Dan Kennedy School in 2002. So I learned a lot from these people. And it's like, look, I'm not giving it to you because, you know, in order to pay attention, you're gonna have to pay. But I'm bringing the price down dramatically for now. As I posted on my Facebook the other day, you know, say like I cost a lot less than many coaches, only because I don't want to go up by myself. Like, I've been to some of these places, you know, like some of these conferences and stuff, and outside of the podcast summit, I felt like I was like an outcast. I don't want to be on the street. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I do it. But yeah, so we help you to build all of these in the first month, and you don't have to wait till the end of the first month to launch and start making money. As soon as one gets done, we launch it. We start to build it. We start to get you generating income. The goal is by month 4, you're at the 10K mark. but you should be bringing in revenue all the time to at least cover the cost. That's always the goal. Like, look, if you do the work, we're gonna make you the money. You gotta listen. Like my people know, you got to listen. You got to listen. I don't do excuses, I just be quiet. I be like, okay, cool. I used to, like Crystal could tell you, look, let me tell you something. My coaching calls with Crystal, just be quiet. Y'all heard what she said. Y'all heard what she said on the testimonial. Like, just do it. If you just, because that's what I want to tell her. Like, Crystal, just do it. Trust me, just do it. Eventually, she did stuff, and now she's great. Yeah, ain't that? She's about to go higher. But I'm not a coach, but I feel like I am a coach. I'm here to equip you, to instruct you, to help you to do that. But I'm gonna tell you something, coaching doesn't work. Coaching does not work. People work. As good as the coaching is, you forgive yourself of the past when you messed up, and you determine that what you want to do is succeed, be willing to step outside the box, and call me. Discovery.launchwithcarl.com. Thank you all for coming out. I appreciate you, indeed. And don't worry.